Tigers and won the division series. But it's July now, first game after the All-Star break, and the O's and Tigers both have work to do. They both start at 500. For the Orioles to get back to that celebration, the wins have got to come on the road. Game 1 of the post-All-Star game schedule begins in Detroit. The Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you back to the rest of the regular season. Detroit is the site. The Orioles and the Tigers meeting for the first time this season, a 3-game set here at Comerica. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. For the Orioles being on the road, that's where the problems have been this season. That has got to get corrected if the Orioles are going to make it to the postseason. They've done extremely well at home. They've won more games at home than any other team in the American League. Unfortunately, they are next to last when it comes to their road win percentage. Let's take a big perspective look at what the second half is going to look like. There are 41 road games left, tied for most in the majors, 33 at home, second fewest. 45 games versus teams with 500 or better records. The Orioles against them have not done extremely well. Teams below 500, the Orioles a much better record. The remaining schedule is considered to be the third toughest. That will change based on how the teams play, of course, as the season goes along. Now, one of the things to keep in mind, especially with that trade deadline coming here at the end of the month, is the wild card. This keeps teams in that otherwise would be looking to deal out. And the Orioles and Tigers just happen to be tied for a wild card spot at 3.5 games behind Minnesota-Houston. So, Mike Bordick, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. You know, I think this team looks back on the first half, and they obviously are aware that it was a roller coaster ride. But you got to take the positives out of the year. I mean, 4 All-Stars off this team: Adam Jones, Manny Machado, O'Day, and Zach Britton. And this team shows that it can compete. They had a great end of May through the month of June. Everything was working for them. The pitching was there, bullpen, defense was there, and the offense. Offense has been inconsistent. They had a little dip here at start the month of July. So they need to stay consistent in that regard. Buck Showalter hopes 1 through 9 they can stay consistent. One guy, not everybody get into a slump at one time. They need somebody to pick it up. And I look for Buck to push those buttons a little bit more, maybe more aggressive on the base pass. I think one thing this team is lacking is the ability to run the bases. I mean, Manny's stealing bases, but going first to third, really putting pressure on the defense. It's got to become a priority with this team. Got to be able to score from second base and put some pressure on the opposing teams. I think starting pitching-wise, Ubaldo and Wei and Chen have been outstanding. Chris Tillman's got to have a bounce-back second half, and he's got to, throw strikes early on. These pitchers have to pitch to contact early in the count. They can't be going for the strikeouts every time. Ubaldo Jimenez, the reason he's having such a great first half, he's pitching to contact. He's getting first pitch strike, and then he's able to go to work, and hitters start to expand the zone. So I think you look at the positives and understand that this team has the ability to make it back into the postseason, but they have to play a little bit better. And you mentioned it on the road. Boy, that has been their Achilles heel this year. Got to turn that around. They can do that with some offensive help. Chris Davis has been struggling on the road this year, so maybe just his bat can spark a winning percentage on the road.
And a big difference being in the American League East, while the Tigers and Orioles have the exact same record. The Tigers will come into this game 9.5 games behind Kansas City, while the Orioles are well within striking distance of right now the #1 New York Yankees. Baseball, it's back, and so are we in just a minute. by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Smythe Jewelers, where Maryland gets engaged. As the Tigers take the field here in Detroit, let's take a look at our BGE home game time temperature. It is a warm, muggy night at 83 degrees. Look at that humidity. It's 71%. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? For the Orioles, as they begin this section of the season, starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare at southwest.com. Machado, Paredes, and Jones, Davis, Wieters, and Hardy, Snyder, Scope, Parmley's going to bat ninth in this one. Look at the numbers he's had here in this ballpark.
Yeah, let's take a look at Anibal Sanchez's pitch arsenal this season. It's a 5-pitch mix. Fastball 55% of the time, 4-seamer and a 2-seamer. Breaking ball has a curveball slider combination. Also cuts his fastball at times looking like the slider, and the changeup 18% of the time. 18 starts, an 8-7 record, 4.63 earned run average, has come down recently. He's gotten on a roll, 5 consecutive wins. The innings pitched, 106 strikeouts, just 37 walks. Opponents hitting .231 overall. He is a fly ball pitcher, and that's why you see so many home runs. First part of the year, he's got 19 home runs given up. First part of the year, his 2-seamer wasn't really sinking. Changed his arm angle a little bit, so he's starting to get more down action on that 2-seam fastball. He's staying flat in the zone and giving opponents an opportunity to knock it out of the yard. Of course, the Orioles hoping Sanchez's 2-seamer stays flat so they can get back on the home run roll themselves.
It's been a huge problem for him, giving up those home runs way above the number and ratio that he had last season. We'll see if the Orioles, who rely on the long ball for so many of their runs, can get those against him. He owns a record against the Orioles of 1-0. That's it against the O's. Gets a shot at him here in the ballpark. Last year pitched 1 game, non-decision. Last decision was in 2014, a win here in Detroit early in the 14 season in April. Manny Machado back for the All-Star game, leads it off for the Orioles, and this second part of the season starts with the ground ball to short. Iglesias, one of the best in the business, pitching it out.
Take a look at this Tigers defense. Yeah, one of the better shortstops in the game. Iglesias, but take a look at his outfield. Cespedes, Ghost, and J.D. Martinez in the Tigers outfield. Iglesias and Kinsler do the double play combination. Castellanos and Avila on the corners, and McCann, the young catcher, behind the plate.
Avila's getting his start at first base. This is only the third time with Miggy out, Cabrera. So he told me tonight I have to be nice to him at first base because he hasn't played there much. I said, why would I be otherwise? And the pitch is taken by Jimmy Paredes. Obviously that's a big hole to fill with Cabrera usually out there at first base every game, and even more so in their lineup. He's probably going to be out for a total of 6 weeks. We'll talk more about him as we go along and look at that Tiger lineup. Jimmy Paredes back in that 2 spot, DH for the Orioles, hoping he can pick the numbers up. Been a tough July for him so far, hitting only .194 in the month of July with 1 home run.
You know, Jimmy got off to a great start for the Orioles this season after coming off the disabled list out of spring training. It didn't look like you could ever get him out, but like most hitters, there are ups and downs, and Jimmy wants to get back on track. You know, he doesn't cut his swing back much, but I think he got a little big as his confidence started to grow, kind of took himself out of his swing plane. So looking to shorten up.
And a swing and a miss. Sanchez with a K.
It's up to shorten up on that nasty pitch. The slider down at the bottom of the zone. Sanchez has been on his game. He'll mix up his pitches. See the Nissan pitch track. That's where you want to put it, down and out of the zone. Showing itself up, but that late bite at the end shows that Sanchez has the good depth on the breaking ball.
Sanchez has had a very tough start to the season, even though his record is 8-7, and the Tigers are wondering, is it the Sanchez we've seen over the last 3 or 4 starts, or the Sanchez we saw before that we will see for the rest of the year? They need him desperately to have a big finish. Their hurting spot is starting pitching, believe it or not. Who would have thought you said that about the Tigers? Here is Adam Jones. He has faced Sanchez before. Adam has a 2-for-4 against the 31-year-old, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Sanchez last worked against Seattle. He allowed 4 runs, 3 earned, 6 1/3, got the win. Tigers have won each of his last 6 starts. He in those 6 starts is 5-0 with a 2.84 ERA. Check swing on a pitch. Did he go? They check it first. No. Chris Sagal down at first base.
Yeah, one of the big reasons he's really controlling lefties this season, holding them down to a 205 batting average. He's able to cut that fastball up and in on the lefties. Well, we get the weak contact.
Adam goes after one that's maybe up and away. Ball bounces off. Sanchez goes all the way out to second base. Ian Kinsler will come in to help him out there to get it back. Our home plate umpire tonight, Fieldon Culbreth, over his career, and a good one. If he favors pitcher or hitters, generally it's hitters, but not by much. The hitters may get a break on some calls here. We'll see. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Jones. Outfield swung around towards right. That's where he goes with this one, down the line, right field. Martinez over and makes the catch in foul territory. So Sanchez starts it out with a 1-2-3 inning. Ubaldo Jimenez will be taking the mound when we come back. Series. Let's take a look at the Tigers lineup. It's a good one. Kinsler, Cespedes, Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Castellanos, Avila, McCann, Iglesias, and Ghost. They're scoring runs. Martinez right now leading the charge.
Ubaldo Jimenez, take a look at his pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 63% of the time, and he's had a good one. Big reason why he's had so much success. That 2-seamer, able to throw it for early strikes, get a lot of early contact as well. Breaking ball, has a slider and a curve, and of course a split finger is his changeup. 98 punch-outs, 32 walks this season. He's helped himself by getting a little bit better command of all of his offerings. Opponent's hitting 247 overall. Righty's up to 276.
And Ian Kinsler will lead it off, goes after the first pitch and will foul it away. Keep in mind, as this series begins, this offense of the Tigers, they've scored more runs in the month of July so far than any other team in the majors. They have scored enough runs to be far better than their 5-7 July record. The problem, as we said, starting pitching. They score them, but they give them up. Kinsler will take that one for a strike. Kinsler's got a 5-game hit streak coming into this ball game. A number of these Detroit players got some pretty good streaks going. Kinsler will go after it. Boy, was he late on that over by the Orioles dugout.
Yeah, 2 strikes, kind of let the ball travel a little bit. And Ubaldo trying to sneak that fastball up in the zone by Kinsler. Veteran hitter knows what to do. Slapping it foul, keep his bat alive.
Tough against the Orioles. 328 lifetime average against the O's. Going to be a tough play. Not going to get it. So Kinsler's on with a leadoff seeing eye single right there, and he's got a 6-game hit streak.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Jimenez. Snyder, Jones, and Davis in the Orioles outfield. Hardy and Scope up the middle. Machado and Parmalee on the corners, and Matt Wieters behind the plate. Best defense in the American League this year. Fewest amount of errors, and of course this Orioles outfield leading the way with 26 outfield assists.
Here is Cespedes. Cespedes hitting in the number 2 spot for this team. Historically, he's been a streaky hitter, continues to be such, but right now he's hot and he's put up some good numbers. He's tied for first in the American League in doubles. He's got 27. Tied for third with 31 multi-hit games. Pitch will be taken. Mike and I were kind of smiling. Somebody's going to run in this game. These pitchers have really struggled to hold base runners. Against Jimenez, base stealers are 14 for 16. And against Sanchez, base stealers are 13 for 16. Somebody's got to run.
You got that right. And it could really be the difference of this ball game. Who gets on base and who's more aggressive than the other team.
We may see a lot of that from both pitches. Throws over to first base. Kinsler, there are the numbers for him. 6 out of 10. Against real good pickoff pitchers, he's not going to go. But on Jimenez, we'll see. Infield shaded, playing into pull, a bunt down to first base, and they get the out at second base. Real fine play by Parmalee right there. It was bunted a little too hard, but still, that's a tough out to record.
Yeah, beautiful play, and one of the advantages you have as a left-handed first baseman. Nice job closing the distance and recognition of the speed of the runner and the speed of the ball, able to keep that double play in order, get that lead out at second base. Nice play by Parmalee.
Now, do you think Cespedes was bunting for a base hit or a sacrifice?
I think he was bunting for a base hit. I think he wanted to push it a little bit more towards second base, maybe just to surprise the defense a little bit.
He had that whole opening if he could have got it by the pitcher.
Yeah.
But didn't. So he's on at first base. He's got outstanding speed. And here is Victor Martinez, their DH. Martinez carries a .333 average off of Ubaldo Jimenez with 3 career home runs and a lot of at-bats. So this is one of those hitters in the lineup that Jimenez will go through and look at and say, careful.
Yeah, well, of course, both Victor Martinez, some big numbers in his career, but J.D. Martinez having an unbelievable year hitting behind him. So
picking poison.
You're right. Ubaldo Jimenez just got to make quality pitches, got to keep the ball down. See Victor Martinez's power zone, not as big as you're ever going to see. This guy can flat out rake. You leave a mistake on the plate and he will make you pay in a hurry.
Martinez carries a .310 lifetime batting average against the Orioles with 10 career home runs. Martinez with a runner at first. There he goes. Cespedes charging, and it'll be fouled back. And he had a real good jump that time on Jimenez. But with a foul ball, he's got to come back.
Yeah, nice jump. Great pitch by Ubaldo. Split finger that dove right at the end to get Martinez to swing over the top. And this is the type of base running that we'd like to see the Orioles, more of the run and hit variety, especially early in a ball game. Free up the hitters. Maybe put a steal on, but even a hit and run early in a ball game. They're not forcing the issue, putting it on the ground, trying to drive the ball into the gaps.
Martinez has got a 3-game hit streak coming in as the Tigers DH. Little breeze blowing from right to left. The start of our ball game tonight. Air heavy. It's humid. And that pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Jimenez has really made hay at home. He's had 7 starts at home where he's 5-1. ERA is 2.06. Opponents hitting .213. The road, different. He's 2-3 on the road. ERA goes to 3.51. And opponents go from .213 to .276 for batting average. Throw over, reaching across. Parmalee to make sure that did not get away. Not a big lead for Cespedes.
See Cespedes in his career, the 33 steals in his 50 attempts. I mean, not the best percentage, but if an opportunity comes about, he can certainly get it going. Running early in this ball game. Of course, the Tigers would like to put as many runs on the board as possible, and especially make that mark first.
That one put in the air to right field. It is back at the wall, and goodbye home run. Victor Martinez. A 2-run homer, and the Tigers are on the board.
Well, that's what you got to watch out for all the way through at bats. Mistakes with 2 strikes. Hitters like Martinez, the Martinez boys, are not protecting. If it's on the plate, they're going to let it fly.
So Martinez starting the second half out like a house of fire.
Take a look at the offering here. The two-seamer, it's up in the zone. We've seen a lot of success off lefties as he brings that two-seamer back, but this one started on the inner third and finished in the middle of the plate. Typically he throws it at that front hip, lets it come back over that inside corner.
Only his 6th home run on the season for Victor Martinez, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. So Jimenez has now given up 9 home runs on the year, and of those, 6 have been hit by left-handers. Martinez will take the pitch, and that's going to miss down low. Here is J.D. Martinez making the start in right field. He's faced Jimenez only 4 times and gone 0 for 4. For Victor Martinez, that's his 4th career home run against Ubaldo Jimenez. 1-1 delivery on away, and a good pitch tailing down and away at 86.
Yeah, beautiful pitch. Now, J.D. Martinez, very dangerous. Of course, at 25 home runs, but most of his home runs have come to center field or the other way. So you think you pitch a power hitter away, let him pick up his singles. No, he'll take you out of the park in a hurry.
That pitch is going to miss outside. J.D. Martinez, 2-ball, 2-strike count. Tigers come in having lost 3 in a row going into the All-Star break. 2-2 delivery on the way is going to miss outside. The Orioles have lost 10 of their last 13 games. So both these ball clubs are trying to get the engine going to start this second half, both with a 44 and 44 record. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Martinez goes after it. A better pitch, and he gets it.
Yeah, that is a nasty finishing split finger right there, and really pitched J.D. Martinez tough this whole at bat. Quality strikes. I mean, all quality strikes, nothing in the heart of the plate. Look at the action on this split finger. Just dive bombing to the bottom of the zone. The great hitter swinging over the top.
Castellanos comes to the plate. The third baseman. He's got some power as well. He has had no success in 2 at-bats against Jimenez, and the pitch will be taken down low. Jimenez against the Tigers, lifetime 5 wins, 9 losses, and not good in this ballpark. 2-7 with an ERA of 6.8 here in Comerica. That one left field over near the line. Snyder going over. He'll get there and put it away for the out. But the 2-run homer by Victor Martinez in the first inning, and the Tigers up 2-0. Extremely well. Adam getting to go back again, able to make the start, the red carpet parade that they all participated in downtown Cincinnati. The Orioles, of course, on hand, and some old friends meet up, and a photo that'll be on all their walls, I guarantee you.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, what a good group of guys to represent the Orioles in the All-Star game. The Orioles, no stranger to the All-Star game. In the past 4 years, they've had 15 All-Star players and 10 different players. So I think that's pretty impressive for this organization, this team.
Chris Davis, broken bat base hit the other way. So Davis is on with a leadoff single. The Orioles' first hit, and he really shattered that bat. Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Frank Cozell from Java, has won $500 for being selected. Another $500 for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play baseball bucks scratch off, win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Good luck. So the Orioles get their first hit. Sanchez, Wieters, and then Hardy due up here in the top of the second inning. Matt has had a hit off Sanchez, a home run, 1 for 3, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. A little shift put on, not all the way around, more like what we used to see against left-handed hitters, shading, if you will.
Yeah, step to the left, step to the right.
It's a good dance, but this is baseball. Thank you. The pitch is taken inside, 1 ball, 1 strike count.
You know, there's been quite a change, even though the Tigers have been known for the pitching, and obviously the pitching is what's kind of hurt them this season. Defensively, this is a much better team. Iglesias at shortstop, Kinsler up the middle, of course Gose in center field, and now the young backstop McCann, just 24 years old. They say this guy is the predecessor. He could step in there and really take over, and I think they're very impressed. Of course, Avila at first base now. He was battling a lot of the concussion problems, so McCann might be the guy.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Wieters will take the pitch, and it will be away. McCann's throwing out 45% of base stealers. You get that kind of number, 4th best in baseball. Not going anywhere at first base for the Orioles is Chris Davis. Matt Wieters trying to move him around. Pitch will be blocked. Good play by McCann right there. In center field for this game, it'll be interesting to see because there are some power bats. We have Gose and Jones, and both play a shallow center field. And this center field is 420 feet to that wall. If the ball's hit over their head, they got a long way to go. But both of them have outstanding speed covering the outfield, but they both choose to play a fairly shallow center. Runner goes 3-2. Wieters goes to center. He's got a base hit, and that'll move a runner to third. Well, that's another way you get to go from first to third.
There you go. Chris Davis on the move. Nice piece of hitting by Matt Wieters, and then recognizing the ball. You got to keep your head on a swivel, and Davis sees where the ball is. Off the bat, you saw that quick glance in, and then the nice turn easily into third base, and that's how you do it. Put him in motion, put a little pressure on the team. Back-to-back knocks. It's a little hanging slider up in the zone that Wieters stays on. Isn't a big part of the field.
So the Orioles get runners at first and third. Nobody out here in the second inning, and J.J. Hardy. And here's where the struggle has been. They are 0 for their last 20 with runners in scoring position covering a 4-game span. And worse than that, they're 7 for 81 in the last 13 games in which they have gone 10. Have lost 10 of the 13. This number, which is so big virtually the entire year, still overall is 290 for the ball club, second in the American League. Hardy will chase one that is up and in. Good pitch. Foul tipped that one in a 1 ball 1 strike count from Sanchez.
Yeah, JJ getting aggressive early, typically taking the strike, but he's hunting that inner third there. Fortunately for Sanchez, a little bit of movement as it rode in on Hardy. A nice aggressive swing.
First and third, Orioles down 2-0 early. Hardy will go after it in the air and back into the seats, foul ball. For JJ this season, he has been over the years one of the best with runners in scoring position, and the Hardy continues that with a 327 mark in these scoring chance opportunities.
Right man, right spot, especially 2 strikes. JJ's been using the whole field. I think in some degree, though, Coach Scholler, I'd like to see him pull the ball a little bit more because that's where his power had been in past years. So maybe because of the injuries, who knows, but JJ using the whole field, so that gives him a great opportunity with 2 strikes, but I'd like to see those power numbers come back a little bit.
2 ball 2 strike count. Runners off first and third. Sanchez with that turn and pitch popped up in the air. Second base, Kinsler. He's there and he's got it, and add another to that offer. The Orioles are going to return home for the first time after the All-Star break on Monday, July 27, to begin a 3-game interleague series with the Atlanta Braves on Tuesday, July 28. Don't miss the season's next Ollie's Bargain Night. Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Upper reserve seats are just $10. Welcome back the Birds and save on your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. So one down. Runners still on at first and third. Davis, the lead runner. Wieters. Snyder will go after one here, and the pitch taken away for a ball. Now Sanchez, the left-handers, as Mike mentioned, have actually not done well against him with a .205 batting average. Right-handers above that at .262. 1-0 pitch, and back into the screen off the end of the bat. Travis Snyder getting the start in left.
Well, he kind of sticks to the same pattern, using the fastball and that slider and the change on the lefties, much like he uses on the right-handers, but he's able to ride that slider / cutter in hard on the left-handed hitters. He'll fade the two-seamer off the plate. So it's the consistent mix. You can never sit on one pitch. You better just sit on a location.
Swing and a miss on a pitch pretty much down the middle at 89 miles an hour. 1-2.
Cut fastball. See McCann setting up in there. Not a bad pitch to hit. There may be a hole up and in on Snyder as he swings through that one.
Looking for the ground ball, the infield, with that fly ball pitcher on the mound. Snyder will take the pitch, and that's going to be outside. Trying to get the Oriole hitters here early on in the ball game, both righties and lefties, to chase pitchers that are just off the outside part of the plate. Sanchez 2-2. Scoring position numbers against Sanchez very high. Hitters .290 in these situations, and that'll go off the mask right straight back. That one got McCann.
You see Sanchez this season versus the lefties. See his pitch arsenal: 54% fastballs, most of those the two-seamers, that breaking ball, the slider or cutter that he typically rides in on the lefties, and the change 21% of the time. Pretty good change, comes out of his hand hard, but he's able to really add and subtract with that pitch. So keeping hitters off balance with just the change.
2-2 delivery on the way. Close.
And that was it.
So he goes another 3-2 count. Orioles trying to get a run in here. They give Snyder that left center field area. Ghosts moved well around towards right field. Davis and Wieters. It's a big outfield here. When you get in the power alleys to center, you can have a lot of triples in this ballpark if you hit there. 3-2 delivery. That one is put up in the air into foul territory. Castellanos is there, and he's got it. Wow. So the Orioles 0 for 2 already with runners in scoring position, and 0 for their last 22.
When you get these infield pop-ups, you get the couple outs, and that just kind of tells you the hitter's a little bit in between. And you credit the pitcher for mixing pitches up. You just cannot sit on one pitch. Fastballs away, then softer pitches down in the zone. He's working all the quadrants and changing speeds as well.
Jonathan Schoop gets a chance. He hasn't had many of these since coming back. 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position for the Orioles second baseman. 2 down. Sanchez delivers, and the ball's fouled back. And an 0-1 count on Jonathan. Keep in mind, for the Orioles, this is only the 14th game that Schoop has played since coming back to the O's. So really still has got to work on getting himself in the mid-season form,
right,
at the plate especially. It's not many games. Sanchez with the 0-1 delivery to him, and that's going to be a base hit into right field, and the Orioles break that scheme and pick up an RBI. Jonathan Schoop brings home Davis, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
That is a beautiful piece of hitting from Jonathan Schoop. Of course, the great power Schoop possesses. Sanchez staying away there, but it's up in the zone. He gets a good look, doesn't try to do too much. That's an A swing. He's got to record that one. You want to see that one over and over and over again in your mind.
So Schoop puts the Orioles on the board. That'll be his 11th RBI, and this is the 16th game he's played. And here is Parmelee. Parmelee with the power, 237 number, getting the start at first base again. He will take the pitch for a strike, first and second. This is a ballpark where he's really hit well. .327 average here at Comerica with a couple of home runs. Almost 80 points higher than his overall average against the Tigers in his career. All that average has come right here in this yard. 0-1 delivery to him. Parmalee puts it up in the air. It'll go to right. J.D. Martinez will come in and make the catch. But the Orioles will pick up a run on 3 hits. They'll leave 2 on. Tigers lead is 2-1. Game brought to you by Miller Lite. Jonathan Scope picking up the RBI for the Orioles. 23 years old, not going to turn 24 until fall in October. So one of the Orioles really another fine young player.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's great. Manny Machado really kind of picking things up as well, and he got his buddy Jonathan Scope back. These two came up through the minor leagues together and very productive at this level. Both have gone through some similar things as well, battling some injuries, some failures, and successes at this level. So, you know, settling in at a nice young age, already establishing themselves.
Here's Alex Avila, and he will take the pitch outside for a ball. He comes in with an 0 for 10 at the moment, trying to get above that Mendoza line of 200, 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. The Orioles put the full shift on against him. He is 5 for 23 with a home run off Jimenez. Going for that outside corner, will not get it, and the count will go to 2-0. Jimenez has worked. It hasn't mattered a whole lot whether it's been first pitch strikes or ball one. He's been able to come back on counts pretty well this year. Sanchez is just the other way around. He needs that first pitch strike. That run will be at the knees on the inside corner, 2-1. Questioning that somewhat.
Yeah, well, I think that's the pitch that Ubaldo his go-to pitch, even if he falls behind. He's able to locate that two-seamer down in the zone, get himself back into counts, or even get ahead of counts.
Avila will go to right field with it, and a running catch made by Chris Davis. Not a particularly early jump on the ball, but he had it all the way.
Well, he'll figure it out there. He's made a couple nice plays since moving out to right field, and here the big guy showing his athleticism. Now off the bat, it's broken bat, so it's dying out there. He's got to make an adjustment right off the top of the grass. A beautiful play, great concentration from Davis, potentially saving an extra base hit if it ends up getting by him, if he can't snag it there.
And that's only his 15th start for Chris Davis in right field this year. Pitch will be taken up high. Here's McCann, whom we were talking about. He's moved the average up to 280 by putting together a 7-game hit streak going into this ball game. And a chopper literally off the plate. Jonathan Scope, big time arm. Here's the throw, and he got him with time to spare. McCann retired, and there are 2 down.
A great play once again from Jonathan Scope, showing the great defense the Orioles have, but Scope showing what he could do. The big guy, great glove to hand transfer, and then the strong arm off balance, running over to the shortstop position, right on the money, with a little extra on it as well.
So a couple of nice plays for the Orioles behind Jimenez. That'll bring Iglesias up with 2 down and nobody on. Iglesias selected to the All-Star team. First time that he had gone to an All-Star game was this year. Jimenez gets it in there for a strike. He is 5th in the American League with a .314 batting average. A good deal higher than they anticipated from him at this point. He is about the glove first as far as the Tigers are concerned, and the offense just great to have.
Yeah, well, you know, I think when he came up with the Red Sox, he was all glove, no hit. And of course, last year with the Tigers, he started off unbelievably with the bat, but then he got hurt. So it's nice to see him come back and kind of staying with that same type of approach. A lot of success here in the first half. Well deserving of an All-Star appearance, and you won't see many guys like him with the glove. Unbelievable things he can do.
Remember John Farrell, the Red Sox manager, used to say of himself, I love to watch him field like a fan. So when he makes plays at short, I just love watching it. He's like Manny down at third base for the Orioles. We'll handle that in foul territory. Defense is, I mean, I've always felt as a fan of every sport, defense to me, I would, if somebody said you're only going to get to watch these plays, home runs, offense, a lot of runs in a game, pitching, defense, I pick D every time.
Yeah.
I think defense is exciting.
It sure is, especially if it's done right, and there's detail.
Hit him.
And at this level, obviously, most players can catch the ball. I think managers like to make sure an out's an out. When you have a little extra and do things athletically that other people can't do, that's what people come to see. These guys are the best in the business at it. You know, this split finger, you saw the grip there, obviously wanting it down in the bottom of the zone. And he just loses command of that one, catches him off the shoulder.
4th at batter by Jimenez. So Iglesias is on, and here's Anthony Gose. So you got speed on at first and speed at the plate. And as a result of that, the throw over. Going to try and hold these runners to just a little bit of a step closer to first base if possible. Matt Wieters has thrown out 3 of 9. And the only chances he has had this season. There he goes. Throw down by Wieters, a good one. He didn't get him. Ooh. Got in underneath that. He would have taken a perfect throw into the glove, and that one a little high.
Yeah, that's about it. Just a little bit high. JJ in a good position. Matt came out of the box really well. With the throw up around Hardy's head area, if it's down by the bag, probably have him. Iglesias got a great jump at first base.
10 out of 16 for him. Puts a runner in scoring position for the Tigers. I don't know, we're waiting at home plate. I don't know if we're waiting for some more baseballs or what here.
No, just the replay.
The Bucks deciding whether to challenge this, and says no. The Buck wanted him to take a look at it. So the stolen base with 2 down. Gose gets the RBI chance. Gose has got a 10-game hit streak. And a wild cut and a great pitch down and away. Gose during the streak, 361. He's gone 13 for 36. It's a career high with a 10-game hit streak for him. He's 5th in the American League in stolen bases. So we're talking about speed of Iglesias and Gose. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that ball in the air. This is what we were talking about. Adam Jones got to get on his horse. Play back, and it'll take a bounce and over. And the stolen base will result in the run. So Gose has got an 11-game hit streak. Delivers an RBI ground rule double, and it's 3-1.
Well, Gose coming up with a big clutch hit there. 2-out RBI. Baldo making a mistake with a fastball again after a beautiful split finger. Matt Wieters wanting this one away. And it just stays center cut. Powders it. The ground rule double. A left center field gap.
14th RBI for Gose. So the hit batter Iglesias steals second and then comes around to score on the ground rule double. And the Tigers with another runner in scoring position. 3 hits in the game for them. Kinsler's got one of them. Single his first time up. And a threat to steal is Ghost. So you can see how this works against Jimenez concentration wise with runners on and knowing that the Tigers are going to try and run every chance they have. So he's got to always be watching runners. Infielders have got to make a little extra effort to hold runners.
Yeah, well, here in this situation, you have 2 outs. Obviously, your focus has got to be the top of this lineup. Ian Kinsler. You know, if Ghost wants to try to steal third base here with 2 outs, let him go. I say, don't get yourself out of position in the middle of the field. You know, he's taking a chance making that 3rd out at third base. I think he's just trying to get into Ubaldo's head, and Ubaldo's got to think, okay, I've been at this before. I know he's probably not going to be stealing. Just concentrate on making your pitch to Kinsler here.
Kinsler, outfield, fairly shallow on him. Pitch will be taken for a ball, and a 1-1 strike count with 2 down. Kinsler, great veteran, tough player, both in the field and at the plate. This is the 65th game he has played against the Orioles. Wieters trying to do his part to hold the runner closer by taking a look down to second base on the called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Ghost not getting very far off the bag at second. Jonathan Scope has swung around anyway. You see how close Scope is to the base. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and got him foul tipped, held on to by Wieters. Jimenez gets his second strikeout, but a run in on 1 hit and 1 left on base. Tigers lead it by 2. Back, and he gave it to Oriole fans in the first half.
Yeah, pretty impressive first half, not just offensively, but running the bases, leading the team in home runs, doubles, and stolen bases, and the defense obviously there as well. Platinum Glove winner a couple years ago. It looks like he's going to be garnishing a lot of Gold Gloves in his career. Unbelievable first half, well deserving of the All-Star game, and open up a lot of eyes as one of the great young players in the game today.
So Manny back at the top of the order, leading it off. He grounded out his first time up when after the first pitch, in fact. Hitting .231 so far in the month of July. 3 home runs overall with a big .297. Orioles 3-8 so far in the month of July. Manny will take the pitch from Sanchez, and it is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanchez ERA's up a run plus from last year, from 3.37 to 4.63. Strike on the outside corner. Talked about him needing the first strike. If he gets it, hitters are 191. If the first pitch is a ball, it jumps to 319, which is one of the largest differentials I've ever seen. You'll come inside to him, 2-2.
Yeah, probably just wanting to get ahead with that fastball and leaving it, on the plate. We talk about early in the year, leaving that 2-seamer up in the zone, kind of staying on the same level.
That one's going to miss. Skipped right across the plate, and another full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes of Manny Machado. He has walked 37 on the year. Ground ball is just foul. Let's take a look at our Express Stat by Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitintheer.com.
Now, most home runs since May 31st. Unbelievable numbers here. J.D. Martinez was 16, of course 25 on the year, but there's Manny Machado, 13 home runs since May 31st, 19 on the year for Machado, so he has found his power stroke. Pujols, Trout, and of course the National League All-Star Arenado on that list as well.
Big time numbers. Sanchez, of course, giving them up. 19 home runs surrendered. That'll go to third and out of the reach, and a base hit. That one a bouncer that was hit pretty hard. He got on top of that, and a single leading off the 3rd inning. Well, let's open up our Major League Notebook. Take a look at a second half perspective around the majors. 6 players have 25 home runs this season, with Stanton, Harper, Pujols, Trout, Frazier, and Martinez. That's the first time that has happened in a number of years. Dodgers and Nationals both lead their division, first or second at the All-Star break for 4 straight seasons. In the National League East, Nationals and Mets play the first 10 games of the second half versus teams with winning records, including a series against one another, as the Nationals try and hang on to that number 1 spot. By the way, the last time you had 25 home run players, 6 of them at the break, you've got to go back to 2006. Throw over, back in, plenty of time. So home runs are up a little bit, runs are down, home runs are up, strikeouts are about the same, walks are about the same. Hasn't been much of a change in anything. Now they're checking on the tag at first base. Brad Ausmus, manager, asked for a moment. Avila and Machado. Manny, of course, has been running, and you can run on Sanchez. Ground ball fouled off again on top of it for a strike to Paredes.
Yeah, Sanchez trying to mix it up a little bit with his holds there. Very quick in his set and delivery on that pitch, but you'll see him lengthen his holds. Just try to get in Manny Machado's head, not kind of settle into a rhythm that Manny can time.
Step off is part of that, just to get the runner to go back to the bag. Ooh. A couple of pretty good throws over there by Sanchez.
Yeah, on the money.
Again, this is why many managers really prefer to have that left-hander over there at first base. Throw comes right into the runner if you got the glove on the other hand. Swing and a miss on a pitch away. Brady's trying to pull one that he had no chance of pulling. 0-2.
Yeah, good fastball here. 93 miles an hour on that outside corner. Working away. That last fastball, though, the good movement. Looked like it was going to stay on that outer third. Ends up running well off the plate.
0-2. Again, Manny with the step back to the bag. Manny not going. Pitch gets away, but not far enough to run. And McCann holds Manny Machado on at first base.
Nice block right there by McCann. Really pounced on that ball. Kept it out in front of him, and then got to his feet. Manny, for a split second, thought about going. We saw how quickly McCann jumped up. And second thoughts. Here, spiking the breaking ball. So we want to put it with 2 strikes. Sometimes with men on base, though, up a little bit more.
And a pitch he will not go after. Can't blame Sanchez. But after 1, why not try it again?
Yeah.
Brady so hangs off it. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. These pitchers are really having to work early. That's 46 pitches already thrown by Sanchez to record 6 outs. And he'll get one right there. Swing and a miss. Paredes becomes the second strikeout victim.
Hawk there by Sanchez, real quick. Into a set, and ball gone. Nice change up down at the bottom of the zone. Paredes to swing over the top.
Now he balks, and that may be why McCann's going out there, because you know the Orioles bench is already talking about it. Buck Showalter is. Buck's up talking to the first base umpire and the home plate umpire. because Sanchez has already picked up what I think 3 balks already on the. Nope, sorry, has not picked one up yet. Last year had 3.
Yeah, he got quicker and quicker, and that last pitch almost looked like he didn't come to a stop at all. So
Adam Jones now with a runner on at first, 1 down. Jones flied out to right field his first time up. Manny's got a good lead. Not going to go, though. That one is fouled up. Take a look at our lows. Never stop improving.
Yeah, Adam Jones, his career versus the Tigers, 06-12, 36 games, 297. Since then, his average has climbed up to 333. OPS way up there. Since then, 944 now, was 755. RBIs, he's nearing that 15 mark. He will pass it soon enough. Adam Jones' game has gotten better and better all the way around, not just against the Tigers, but every team in all aspects.
I was right the first time. I went back here and looked again. He does have 3 balks this year. That's an extraordinary number.
Yeah, it sure is.
There are very few pitchers who get any balks at all, and the Orioles are really trying to get into Sanchez's head with Buck Showalter up there on the top step, letting both umpires, home and first, know he thinks that's a balk. Sanchez hears all that chatter, of course.
Yeah, well, when you're a little slower to the plate, you try to do things, to offset the rhythm and timing, and sometimes he gets a little bit too quick. You see, ideally, he likes to make that shoulder turn, almost turn his back to the hitter. That's his perfect rhythm as a pitcher. He rarely does it with runners on base, especially potential base stealers, but there it was the full turn and ended up making a quality pitch down at the bottom of the zone.
Adam, in July, 222, does have 4 home runs. He leads the Orioles in home runs for the month of July so far. 0-2 count with 1 down. Machado still dancing around, fakes a go. Jones puts it in the air down the right field line. It's carrying near the warning track. Martinez gets there, puts it away. Runner halfway will go back. Our Maryland Live Casino Inside the Numbers as you take a look at Chris Davis.
Yeah, on the road, some struggles for Davis. 205, 5 homers, 16 RBIs in 42 games at home. He loves it there. Of course, many balls put out on Utah Street, 14 homers, average much higher at 263. So Davis would like to turn things around. Of course, the Orioles would like for him to turn things around on the road as well. He's off to a good start, picking up a base hit. But, I think in some aspects, him moving out to right field might help as well. There's a lot of things going on in the infield. Maybe he can clear his mind a little bit, concentrating on some just hitting.
Chris did not hit well on the road last year. We didn't hit well, period. But he had 26 home runs and RBIs. He hit 202 on the road, but he did have 13 home runs, both at home and on the road last season. Davis got a base hit and scored his first time up. Nothing slows the game down like speed. And this is going to be a slow game because these pitchers, when anybody's on, they are cognizant of the fact that they want to run. The numbers these pitchers have, and there he goes. Davis will go after it. Right field, down the line, at the wall. Martinez up, and he makes the catch. J.D. Martinez all the way back to the 330 mark, and that wall dips out there. It's got a little jetty right where he went up. He robbed him of a home run. The play by J.D. Martinez. by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com and by your local BMW centers. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick here in Detroit. Great to have you with us between innings. Adam Jones doesn't miss much. Talking with the umpire about Sanchez. And is he coming to a complete stop or is he balking? See? Saying he's holding the glove, moving the ball.
Yeah, he's leaving his glove, but his hand isn't making it all the way into the glove. Kind of out of the view of the umpires.
Here's Cespedes, and he'll take the pitch down low for a ball. Third inning, 3-1. Tigers on top. Orioles hitting him 4-3 for the moment. Cespedes, fielder's choice. He would score in the first inning on the Victor Martinez home run. Down to third, Manny Machado, fair ball. Plenty of time, and gets it. And one away here in the third inning. The player-designed T-shirt series returns to Oriole Park Thursday, July 30. All fans at that game against the Tigers get a glove Orioles T-shirt designed by the Gold Glove winner J.J. Hardy. Celebrate the Orioles shortstop. Add to your Birdline wardrobe. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Going to be playing the Tigers in a hurry. Tigers will be coming to Baltimore for a 4-game series, July 30 through August 2.
Yeah, Orioles, very tough schedule. Of course, having to face the Tigers 7 times in a 10-day span, or 2-week span, pretty tough.
Tell you, this trip they're on right now is going to be interesting. This is a very important road trip for the Orioles to open up the second half, do it on the road. Victor Martinez, home run, 2 RBIs, his 6th of the year, picked up in his first at bat, and he will take the pitch for a strike.
Take a look at his hit speed, 99 miles an hour off the bat on that 2-run shot.
Martinez, his 72nd game against the Orioles, and that home run his 11th lifetime against the O's and his 4th off Ubaldo Jimenez. Orioles have got a 9-game road trip to start the second half, so we're going to see about those numbers on the road where they're 17 and 26. 1-2 pitch on the way, a swing and a miss, got him to go upstairs.
I'm not throwing a lot of breaking balls here in this ball game. Fastball, split finger coming up big, but here Matt Waiter's wanting the backdoor slider. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. It is the slider up in the zone, wanting it down a little bit. Waldo thankfully gets away with that one, but a big strikeout with Victor Martinez.
So 2 down, nobody on. J.D. Martinez, who made the great catch, goes after 1 away. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Orioles on this road trip. Tigers for 3, day off Monday, then New York for 3, and then Tampa Bay for 3. No easy road trip to open up. Good pitch inside. Now I was looking at the schedule. For the rest of the way, they've got a 7-game trip, 4 against KC, 3 against Texas. They've got a 10-game trip. Tampa Bay, Washington, and that is away games, and then Boston. They got a 9-game West Coast trip, Oakland, Angels, Seattle. Those are not easy trips.
No. Very, very tough. A lot of teams come back from the West Coast limping. Of course, the Orioles hoping they can start to get on a roll because they are definitely challenged with this schedule.
He got him. Jimenez takes care of it in a hurry. That's 4 strikeouts, 2 here in the inning. He sets the side down in order for the first time. 3 complete. You see, Tampa Bay first 18, second half against teams that are at or below 500. They are playing at Toronto. Believe it or not, Toronto's below 500. Rays have won 7 of 10 against them. Yankees, they've won 16 of their last 22 at home, and their scoring run 6.4. They're at home tonight against Seattle. And Dustin Pedroia is supposed to be back in the lineup tonight. DL 15 games with that hamstring. The Red Sox are playing the Angels on the West Coast.
Boston certainly happy to get Pedroia back, with the Yankees continuing to put runs on the board. A-Rod having a great year. Teixeira 22 home runs. They got Ellsbury back at the top, so and that dynamic duo up there with Gardner and Ellsbury can put a lot of pressure on the defense.
1-0 delivered to Matt Wieters. I mean, it's kind of funny. Everybody's waiting for the Yankees to collapse. Everybody, right, except them, I guess. I mean, nobody believes the Yankees can be in first place.
No,
I mean, absolutely. I'm not saying that because we've got the Orioles. I mean, people just don't believe it, and the Yankees just keep on winning.
They do.
The two teams in New York are putting on great shows.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they are.
The Yankees are supposed to finish last, and they can't. Nobody can knock them out of first place. And the Mets, you know, they're 2 games out of first place in Washington, and everybody says they're the worst team in baseball.
That's right. Yeah, all these things they need, and they're 2 games out of first.
3 ball, 1 strike count on Wieters. Base hit his first time up. Shift on against Matt, and he will swing, and didn't get that one. And a 3 ball, 2 strike count again. Hardy and then Snyder due up for the Orioles. The Orioles at 500. Last time they were there was June 14. Orioles have not been below 500 since June 11. There's one going the other way. Talk about hitting against the shift. That's what Matt did right there, and the Orioles have the leadoff man on. And it's time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use O's Couch Cam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. So Wieters is on. The Orioles have had the leadoff man on 3 of the 4 innings. Sanchez generally retires 72% of leadoff batters. Not so in this game. J.J. Hardy popped out his first time up. 5 hits for the O's, 3 for Detroit. They got the 2-run homer by Martinez and an RBI double by Gose. Orioles getting an RBI base hit by Jonathan Scope in the second.
Well, let's not forget about that potential 2-run home run that J.D. Martinez took away from Chris Davis. He's made a couple highlight films this year. Some homers taken away.
Good defense already. We talked about both these ball clubs playing solid D. They've already done it in this game.
Yeah.
Both teams have. Pretty much straight away defensively against J.J. Hardy. Short lead at first for Wieters. Sanchez pitch will be taken away, and Hardy will get it to a hitter's count at 2-1, and that pitch count up to 61.
Well, they're not afraid to let Sanchez go. He's only had 4 games this year where he's thrown under 100 pitches, so you know he can work well up over 100 pitches.
Hit hard. That's going to be a base hit down the line. It'll be chased into the corner by Cespedes. His throw will come to third. Not in time, nor is there a play at second. So J.J. Hardy skims one down the line, and the Orioles have second and third and nobody out.
You might see a couple hits back to back. J.J. Hardy's 7th double. He gets on this. Now this pitch is outer third. He pulls it. That's the old J.J. Hardy we like to see. Gets it by the diving third baseman Castellanos. But look at Matt Wieters turning on the Jets. Cespedes has a cannon in left field, but Matt Wieters taking a tight turn, able to get in there, and J.J. Hardy behind him. So 2 runners in scoring position and no outs on the board.
Well, the Orioles right back to where they were in the second inning. Snyder, he'll take the pitch up high. Snyder came up, 2 in scoring position, popped out. The Orioles already just 1 for 4 in the ball game in these situations. Base hit here. Orioles get the ball game tied up. They've got 6 hits on the board. 1-0 delivery on the way. Snyder will take that one away, and a great scoop by McCann. He played first base on that one.
Yeah. A lot of movement on that pitch there. Must be tough for a young catcher, seeing all the new big league pitchers, understanding what their balls do, but he's been doing a nice job for the Tigers.
Sanchez working out of the full windup. 2-0 delivery. Snyder will take it. It'll catch the corner at the knees for a strike. So another big chance for the Orioles to get the Tiger right-hander. In at third base a bit. Castellanos about a step back behind the bag, gives himself a chance to come to the plate if the ball is hit to him the other way. The rest of the infield back. He'll give up a run to get the out. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and that one just misses. Had a wrinkle on it, and the count goes to 3-1.
Nice take right there. Of course, I think every team wants to knock a starting pitcher out of the ball game. We talked about Sanchez's ability to, pitch up over 100 pitches, but the Tigers bullpen, that's been a tough spot too. So they'd love to get Sanchez out of there, and he's been very dominant here in his last 5-6 starts. Get him out of there and try the bullpen out.
Did he pitch around him?
It appeared so, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It looked like he was not interested in throwing a strike, especially on that last pitch. So now the bases are loaded, and that will result in the meeting. Jeff Jones, pitching coach, will make his way out. If anything, to give Sanchez at least a breather here. Key moment in the ball game with the Orioles top of the 4th inning, trailing at 3-1. They've loaded him up with nobody out.
Well, there aren't a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball that feel comfortable pitching with the bases loaded. The Orioles have Darren O'Day, who seems to thrive in those type of situations. I don't know that Sanchez wants the bases loaded, other than potential double play anywhere. Wherever the ball takes him, they can turn the double play.
Jonathan Schoop, of course, the hitter who got the base hit the other way to drive in the Orioles' run in the 2nd inning. And here he is again. Schoop's 1 for 2. With the bases loaded this season. Grand salami. Pitch to him, and he will pop it up on the first pitch. It's playable, and McCann's right there. Wow, a pitch and an out. There's 1 down. Now the potential for a ground ball double play to end the inning is on Sanchez's side.
Yeah, Jonathan Schoop just got a little big on that pitch. Looked like a beach ball coming in there, hanging middle of the plate. Got a little big and got under it.
That'll bring Parmelee to the plate. Parmelee flied out to right field. First time up. He's 0 for 1 with the bases loaded this year. Sanchez trying to work his way out of another jam. Gave up only 1 run in the 2nd inning when the Orioles got the first 2 on. Orioles with the first 3 on this inning. Ground ball towards second base. Kinsler. Iglesias hustles it, not in time, and a run will score. Matt Wieters crosses. The RBI will be credited to Parmelee on the fielder's choice, and the Orioles make it a 3-2 ball game.
Well, great hustle by Parmelee there. The chopper gives him a little bit of time. Kinsler playing the ball back instead of coming up and getting the big hop. Gives Parmelee that opportunity to beat it out, and the Orioles pick up the run. You see the chopper, and there was an opportunity to come in and get it. Had to back up a little bit, and not enough time to get that inning-ending double play.
So Parmelee delivers an RBI for the Orioles and keeps the inning alive. For Parmelee, a bouncer that was just hit slow enough to get his 7th RBI. Now Manny Machado, 1st and 3rd. Machado a base hit, and he's grounded out. Sanchez delivery to him, fastball way up high. Orioles with a chance to get this ball game tied up with that runner 90 feet away in J.J. Hardy. Sanchez is on cork 3 wild pitches this year and has hit 1 batter. 1-0 delivery, and that'll be inside, and again falling behind 2-0, which is not where he likes to pitch from.
Yeah, Orioles really making him work. Take a look at Manny Machado's power zone. Good coverage up and away. Of course, he can drop the head down and in as well. I think that's going to get bigger and bigger as his career goes.
2-0 count. Runners off 1st and 3rd. And he goes to drive one and fouls it back over the screen.
Well, 2-0 is no longer a fastball count there, the off-speed pitch, but it was up in the zone. So nice aggressive cut by Machado.
Brad Ausmus, 2nd-year manager here with the Detroit Tigers, looking on. ball club that's going to make its move right now. 2-1 the count. Sanchez delivers. Machado takes on the inside corner for a strike. Many around the ballpark are saying today that the series with the Orioles here and the Orioles at Camden Yards may decide for the Tigers whether they're buyers or sellers for the second half. Now they're the same position the Orioles are in the wild card race, 3.5 out, but 9.5 behind Kansas City. KC won today in the first game of a doubleheader this afternoon. And a lot of people talking about it with the Tigers. They were built to win right now. Do they dismantle and trade some big names, even if they're in a wild card race? 2-2 count. I don't think so. Pitch on the way by Sanchez. Bender again that's going to miss, and another 3-2 count.
Yeah, nice job by Manny to work this count. And yeah, I don't think they're going to be sellers either. I think there's too much talent on this team, and offensively obviously can compete with anybody in baseball. So maybe looking for an opportunity to land an arm, maybe in their starting rotation or bullpen as well.
Yep, they would love a starter. 3-2 count. First and third. Runner goes and walked him. So a long inning for Sanchez as he has issued 2 walks in the ball game, and both have come here in the 4th inning. And the Orioles load the bases up for the second time in the inning. They still have scored just 1 run, but here's another chance, and Jimmy Paredes coming up.
Great at bat by Manny Machado at a young age, really showing his patience. Not too aggressive there, expanding the zone. Took what was given, and Sanchez gave him a walk.
Paredes still 3rd in the league with runners in scoring position at 389 behind Fielder, and Bogarts is now 2nd. Sanchez with 2 away. Gets that strike at the knees at 92 miles an hour. The Orioles started this inning with a single by Wieters, who scored. The double by Hardy. He's at 3rd. Snyder got the walk. Now Machado's got the walk, coming with 2 down. Paredes lifts one right field, but it stays up. Oh, almost up high enough. J.D. Martinez coming in on a line drive that was going up, and he went up to get it. The Orioles will get a run on a couple of hits, no errors. They will leave the bases loaded, this close to going over his head. Martinez makes the play. The Orioles lead 3. And those Norfolk Tides.
Oh boy, they're tearing it up. 51-39 record this season. That's first place in the International League. And this season, take a look at the rankings. That 263 batting average, that's 3rd in the IL. 2.93 team ERA is first in the International League, and a 1.24 team whip is first as well. Some real good arms down there. See tonight's starter Kevin Gausman. So boy, AAA doing a super job, and that must make Buck Showalter and even this big league team feel good that they have that much depth.
Gausman has worked 4 innings, given up 2 runs tonight. He's still pitching, 5 strikeouts and no walks. He'll make the start tonight. He'll make another start, and then we'll be back up when the Orioles need that 5th starter. The Orioles have the day off in New York on Monday, so they will not need him back, so they wanted to keep him on the rotation. That'll go to short. Hardy's got it. The long throw is there in time. Castellanos is retired, and there's one away. Good play by JJ. Well, the next fireworks night, Oriole Park, is set for July 31st, Friday. Orioles take on the Tigers, 7:05 game. Stay after the ball game and see the great fireworks display presented by Kaiser Permanente. Good seats still remain, but won't last. Go to Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Alex Avila flied out to right field his first time up. Tigers 3-3-0. They left 1. The Orioles 2-6-0. They have left 6 on base so far in the ball game. Avila to be followed by McCann. This Tigers team, they're at 500. The last time they were below 500 was April 5th. They were 1-2. Lost tonight, and they would drop 44 and 45.
Well, they've had a hard time at home. Under 500 at home. I believe 22 and 23 record here at their home ballpark. So the Orioles needing to turn things around on the road.
In the shift and a base hit. Avila found the hole, and he is on to get out of an 0-for-11. Yeah, how do you figure that? You can't figure it. It's why the Orioles struggle on the road. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Orioles playing the shift. Every now and then a ground ball will find its way through. And certainly it does there for Avila to pick up the base hit.
So Avila's on. That'll bring up McCann. McCann 0 for 1 in the ball game during his 7-game hit streak. He's hitting .464. Talking about his great defense. 4th in caught stealing percentage in the league for catchers. 1 down, and the pitch to him is inside for a ball. Valdo Jimenez at 54 pitches thrown so far. Jimenez with a 7-4 record. ERA that he's cut in half from last year. 4.81 to 2.81 coming into the ball game. Who would have thought we would be starting the second half of the season saying the Orioles ace of the year, or at least one of 2, is Ubaldo Jimenez?
Yeah, I think Ubaldo's been the most consistent starter for the Orioles, and it's great to see. I mean, he's worked hard at it. It seems like every game this team is in it.
Chopper off the glove of Parmalee. No play anywhere. So McCann is on. So Avila found a hole through the shift. McCann didn't find the hole, but he found the end of the glove.
Now Parmalee very sure with the glove over there. This one gets up and kind of gets behind his eyes. That's why it catches him off the heel. Typically you want to try to catch the ball out in front, but sometimes obviously to make a play have to make an adjustment and improvise, but that time couldn't quite find the pocket of the glove for Parmalee.
So Iglesias will get the chance with runners at first and second base and 1 down. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd inning. He set up the chance to score by stealing second with 2 down and came in on Gosa's double, ground rule double. And that pitch will be down low. Good stop made by Wieters. Well, the Tigers, they've got 5 hits in the ball game now. That was a base hit credited to McCann. And Iglesias, a Tigers team that's 5th in the league with runners in scoring position, a good .277 average. Iglesias will take a strike.
Well, you know that he can handle the bat. Probably can bunt, hit and run, because coming up not known for the bat, so a lot of managers say, well, you better be a good situational hitter. Not many managers put a hit and run on with runners at first and second, but if there are holes that are opened up, you better believe he's going to try to shoot it over there and watch him in this series. There's a reason why he's hitting over 300 and found some consistency.
.326 average here at home this year. 2-1 delivery on the way. Iglesias puts it in the air to left field. Snyder back. Snyder at the wall, and goodbye. Home run. Iglesias with a 3 RBI homer.
Well, after a great first half, starting off with a real good second half, maybe a little payback there after his first at bat. He took one in the shoulder, hit by a pitch, so he had an opportunity to drive the ball, and it is a mistake up in the zone. He stays short to it, long through it. Big 3-run shot by the Tigers shortstop.
That's only his second home run of the year, and the Tigers are getting the long ball for a 6-2 lead. And Victor Martinez, just his 6th home run, good for 2 RBIs. Now Iglesias, and the bunt attempt to try and catch the Orioles flat-footed by Ghost, who had the RBI double his first time up. So a 6-2 lead for the Tigers. And Jimenez has surrendered a couple in the game, having surrendered only 8 home runs coming into the ball game. This is only the second time this year he has had 2 home runs hit against him, and he's not had a ball game where he's given up more than 2. The other one was in his 3rd start against Toronto.
And you go back, and obviously there are little things that happen in ball games that potentially can change the outcome. You know, never know. But of course, Parmalee wishing he would have come down with that ball might have changed this inning quite a bit.
At least get N out,
yeah,
and change the situation. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and a home run cut right there. Ghost did not catch up to it, and that's 5 strikeouts for Jimenez.
Slider, another slider up in the zone, and Ghost's eyes get big with 2 strikes, maybe a little too big as he swings through. Take a look at the pitch here. See that slider spin, but it's staying up. Matt Wieters wants it backdoored, but you got to keep that down in the zone. Away with one.
Base is empty, 2 down. Top of the order, Kinsler. He's had a base hit, been called out on strike. Shift on in the infield. Ian will take it away. Tiger offense, they are 1st in average, 3rd in runs, 8th in home runs coming into the game, but they've got the best on base percentage in the American League. And he was going for the long ball right there. Orioles 6th in average, 5th in runs, and 4th in home runs. Coming into the ball game, the Orioles with 110 home runs and the Tigers with 86. They've now got 88. 1-1 delivery on the way, and Kinsler will watch it go by. 2-1. Both these ball clubs have given up a lot of home runs. Their pitching staffs, starting pitchers, came in at 68 apiece for these 2 teams in home runs given up, and that's 2nd highest mark in the American League.
Yeah, very dangerous group. Should see a lot of long balls here in this series. The pitchers continue to give them up, and these offenses live up to their capabilities.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that one way outside, and that will take the count full. 3 ball, 2 strike. Kinsler trying to keep it alive for Cespedes, who is waiting on deck. 3-2 delivery. Kinsler goes the other way. Davis over. Nice running catch. Chris Davis again coming through defensively in right field, and he had a long way to go to get it. About a couple of 3 runs in on the homer by Iglesias. Armaz the do-ups, Jones, Davis, and Ruiz.
Garcia taking a home run, a potential game winner away from Chris Davis. And in the same series, it's Shuck in left field, robbing Davis. All you can do is smile about that. Well, here, this to tie, it's J.D. Martinez robbing Chris Davis. I don't know if he's going to be smiling anymore. I'd start crying if I had 3 home runs taken away.
Somebody help me, please. Man, big plays against Chris. 3 home runs that could have been. Orioles trail here by a score 6-2 as we go to the 5th inning. Jones, Davis, and Wieters will be due up. Adam is 0 for 2. He's flied out twice to right field. Teams meeting for the first time since the division series last year when the Orioles first beat the Tigers and moved on. Sanchez, not great so far. 78 pitches thrown, but a couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks, and he's gotten through a couple of key innings. The Orioles, are going to get another leadoff batter on. 4 out of 5 innings. As Adam Jones gets the base hit. On Saturday, August 1, celebrate the Free State as the first 25,000 fans 15 and over get a Maryland-themed Oriole bird bobblehead. It's an instant collector's item. Everybody's favorite mascot prepares for his very own crab feast. Good seats still remain going fast. That's Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Now let's see if the Orioles can put an inning around another leadoff man getting on. They've been able to score only those 1 runs leadoff men on in a couple of innings. Chris Davis with a big cut. Davis a base hit, and the play made by Martinez we showed you, robbing him of a home run that would have been a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning.
Well, keep having good at bats, keep putting the pressure on the starting pitcher and this Tigers defense. Good things will happen. The Orioles do for a 3-run homer themselves.
It's a typical Tigers game. You're going to have a lot of runs and a lot of hits, a lot of people on base by both teams. There's no question about the Tigers' ability to score. It's their ability to hold down opponents. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Sanchez delivers to Chris. Caught. Double play. Ian Kinsler with a very quick throw to Avila.
Well, I think he threw that while he was still in the air. You talk about a quick transfer. Line drive off the bat of Chris Davis. And he got up and got rid of it. Nice double play by the Tigers. See Kinsler up, and that left foot just touches down. Ball's already on the way. Not a lot you can do there.
So that wipes out that leadoff batter, leaving Chris Davis yet to wonder, now what?
Right.
I've been robbed of 3 home runs, and now he had a line drive to second, and Kinsler turns it into a double play. Wieters has had a couple of singles and a run scored. Matt now with the bases empty, 2 down, full shift on against him. And he will take the pitch inside for a ball. For Matt, he's now had 3 hits in 5 at bats against Sanchez in his career. 1-1 delivery to him. Tried to get the inside corner with it and could not. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Up to 85 pitches. But Showalter's got to be wondering, what do we got to do? 2-1 delivery on the way. Double chop at the plate. 2-2. Get in on all the baseball action with Masson. Just text the word Orioles to 29292 for team alerts and chances to win exclusive prizes all season long, including meet and greets with your favorite players. Again, Orioles to 29292 for those alerts you can't miss. Wieters waiting on a 2-2 by Sanchez and blew it by him. Sanchez gets his 3rd strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. And the Tigers have a 6-2 lead. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, postseason. O's win. Yeah, sweeping the Tigers. And there is a celebration here at Comerica Park. And champagne and everything getting sprayed around. Look at Nick Markakis there. Also Cruz showing up in the picture as well. Of course, the Orioles, 5-1. They got beat 5-1 in the regular season against the Tigers, and then go into the postseason and just played unbelievably. And of course, it was red hot Kansas City Royals that ended up beating the Orioles.
Orioles were outscored by the Tigers last year 33-20. And as Mike said, won only one of the 6 games played. So it was the offense of the Tigers that won that season series for them. 2-0 count. Yoenis Cespedes at the plate. Cespedes, a fielder's choice, grounded out. Bud Norris getting up in the Orioles bullpen. Pitch on the way, will be taken down low. Like Showalter's talked about this. We talk about pitching, how he's going to work pitchers through the second half. One of the things he talked about, 75 pitch mark is a key one when it comes to Jimenez. The average skyrockets after he has thrown 75 pitches. It just jumps. And to Buck, that's one of those things. It's just like the park he's pitching in, the team he's pitching against. There's a pitch count where things happen negatively. And they're very careful about that. Manny Machado, 360. And he got him. Another outstanding play by the Orioles third baseman.
Yeah, pretty amazing here. Has to take a deep angle. Looks like he's going to cut it off, and then the ball gets on him. So has to take an extra step. But he's able to set up on the backside and throw a bullet from down under right into Parmley's glove. Beautiful play by Machado.
That's that arm. I mean, that makes so many of those plays look routine.
Oh, man.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
No.
And you would think, watching the play develop, this is going to be tight at first base. Here's Victor Martinez. Martinez, a home run, and he is struck out. 4-game hit streak for him. 6th home run came in the first inning. 2 RBIs. That one to center. Adam Jones. Plenty of time to put it away. And there are 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. We only get to come to Detroit once a year, generally, unless there's a playoff. And I'll tell you one thing from last year to this year that's happened. This city is under construction. I hope it's for real. The city's taken so long trying to recover. But there's a ton of construction work going on with old buildings that are being renovated. You see the crane work going on there. You see that all over downtown Detroit now. A lot of new restaurants have opened, which is always a great sign. It means either enough people are moving into the city to justify it, or people are willing to come back downtown to do things. Here in this area, this has become where the ballpark is. They're building the new hockey arena across the street. You got the Fox Theater across the street. You got the football stadium on the other side. So this has become a real busy area downtown, and I hope it works for downtown Detroit. J.D. Martinez 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
Some beautiful sports venues, that's for sure. They did it right when they made these stadiums.
Good fastball by Jimenez, gets it by him. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Jimenez at 78 pitches thrown now. Waldo looking to have a 1-2-3 inning. He did that in the third. 2-2 pitch. Souvenir. I was kind of surprised at the crowd tonight. It's big. There's a big house on hand here, and it is Friday night, of course, but I mean, it looks like they've sold out. It's kind of hard to tell how many Oriole fans are here because the vendors are dressed in orange. Way back. J.D. Martinez, goodbye, home run. Did he crunch that?
Well, he's become one of the most dangerous hitters in the game. His 26th home run there, and we talked about his power to all fields. To find a way to work around him, mixing up the pitches, and that will prompt Buck to make a call to the bullpen.
So the first game this season in which Jimenez has surrendered 3 homers in a ball game. Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, and Jose Iglesias all hitting him. And that will bring Norris out of the bullpen.
JD Martinez, he wants it down, but it stays up, and the big man gets the arms extended. His 26th home run, 60th RBI to knock Ubaldo Jimenez out. Take a look at his pitch comparison. He stayed away from the breaking ball in this ball game. Maybe didn't feel it, maybe a little tender, but the changeup 24% of the time. Really went after it tonight, but gave up 3 long balls. And now it's time for our AT&T call to the bullpen. AT&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T mobilizing your world. Well, Bud Norris in. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. Power fastball slider combination. 64% fastballs, 29% breaking balls, 7% changeups. Moved into the bullpen after a rough start, trying to lower that earned run average. 6.86. You see that opponent batting average at 299.
And a fastball up and in there, 2 away. Home run by Martinez now ties him for first in the American League in homers. Trout, Pujols, and JD Martinez, all with 26. And that pitch will be taken for a ball. So Norris, task in front of him, trying to hold down this Tiger offense. There are 2 away here in the 5th inning. Just a 4 2/3 innings outing for Ubaldo Jimenez. Very obviously disappointed. This ballpark has been a real nemesis for him. Just a landmine. We told you he came in 2-7 with a 6.8 earned run average in this ballpark in his career, and it's gone up.
Yeah, well, it's tough. You think maybe the fact that he's having such a strong year might change his confidence, but there are times when it might just be the ballpark that offsets that mental ability to step up and execute the pitches. And a few mistakes in this game. 3 home runs really what hurt Ubaldo.
That's the Tigers offense. I mean, that's how good they are. We told you they're leading the majors in runs so far in July. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Castellanos will go after that one. The bat goes one way, the ball goes the other. They're both foul. 3-2.
See the Tigers dugout.
Yeah.
It's up in there.
As we say to the fans, so true for the players.
Right.
Don't take your eye off the game.
No. Talking about it in there. The Bat Boys. I told you not to turn away from the game. Watch yourself.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Infield shifted around. Outfield plays the other way. Full count delivery, and Norris surrenders the first walk. Kind of a bit ironic. Ubaldo Jimenez, the walks he surrendered, 25 on the road and 7 at home. He didn't walk anybody in this ball game yet. Gave up the 7 runs on 7 hits. So walk here keeps the inning going. Avila coming up, base hit. He scored last time up, 4th inning, and he is flied out to right field. Veteran Avila at first base, shift on against him 2. And the fastball is going to miss. Norris continuing to work on coming out of the bullpen. How do you stay ready mentally, physically? What are you doing out there in the bullpen while you're waiting? Getting used to watching the ball game. It's one of the things I'm kind of surprised at in baseball. I don't know how we got into this for the All-Star game, but talking with actually Paul Molitor in Minnesota about it. Pitchers don't track games anymore, and I really don't know. I know they don't like to. Right. You sit there and track every pitch on the chart, but you learn so much about the opposing team.
Absolutely.
And I don't think anybody does that anymore.
No, I don't think they do. I think the Orioles have it pretty good as far as how their starters pay attention, and I think there's a nice group of pitchers that communicate and talk about what the other pitcher's trying to do. So, but yeah, I mean, that's why they do that to the younger. There's Chris Tillman and Miguel Gonzalez right there, talking about some of the pitches that are going to be used. Of course, Tillman starting tomorrow and Gonzalez on Sunday, so you better pay attention to this lineup. Yeah, the minor leagues could still chart. I think it really helps their development.
Yeah, I think so. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that ball goes to center. Adam, ball, and that'll do it. So a run in on the home run by J.D. Martinez, his 26th, increases the lead, 7-2 Tigers. You buy Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. And buy your local Mercedes dealership. On the Detroit River that runs through the city, a lot of venues along the waterfront, some new ones. Right near the ballpark is the Opera House, home of the Michigan Opera Theater. And you see the fans using the upstairs area to watch ball games out on the balcony. Nice. Very nice. We don't want anyone thinking they can go out there and put bleachers up. This isn't Chicago. Sell them. J.J. Hardy coming up as we go to the 6th inning. Hardy will take the pitch for a strike. 7-7-0 for the Tigers. 2-7-0 for the Orioles. Orioles have left 6. Tigers have left 2. Sanchez 2 walks, 3 strikeouts so far. Hardy will be foul. J.J. has had a double and popped out. Orioles were retired in order in the 1st inning. Since then, they've had at least 1 runner on. They left 2 on in the 2nd. They left 3 on in the 4th inning when they got the first 3 batters on and scored only 1 run. 0-2 delivery is up high by Sanchez. He's up to 90 on pitches thrown, but as Mike said, not unusual for him. Hardy, .296 hitter in this ballpark and a couple of home runs. And he'll take the pitch, trying to catch the outside corner. Count goes to 2-2. Tommy Hunter getting ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. Two-two pitch by Sanchez, and he'll take it full. A lot of full counts in the ball game. Yeah. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the Orioles have had a lot of opportunities to knock Sanchez out. See the pitch count mounting, and he was on the verge with the bases loaded to minimize the damage.
Down the line, a very long run. Martinez was over towards center. He'll get there in fair territory and put it away. Celebrate the second half of the year with a great group outing at Oriole Park. Gather up family, friends, co-workers, colleagues, and have a great night or day at the ballpark. With discounted ticket prices, groups as small as 15, party facilities to fit up to 1,000. Oriole Park at Camden Yards for your next group outing. Go to Orioles.com/groups. The Oriole fans on hand here in the ball game. We'll get a shot of the vendors. I know Timmy can do that because they kept looking down wondering why these Oriole people are all walking around.
I know.
They've all got on there. See the shirts?
Yeah.
They look very Oriole like. That's Oriole orange, and those are the vendors working here at Comerica. 1-0 pitch on the way and a towering pop-up silo shot. McCann discards the mask and then gets called off. Castellanos comes on to make the play.
Nice play. And a couple bats slipping out of the hands of the hitters. The humidity making the batting gloves a little moist, and that sticky pine tar, the motive stick, not doing its job. A couple bats flying out into the stands. Be aware of that.
So a couple of quick outs here in the 6th inning. Jonathan Scope, an RBI base hit, and he is popped out. That's going to be another base hit down the line. It'll roll into the corner. Cespedes going over to get it. Scope is on his way to second base, and he is in with a double. So Jonathan 2 for 3, single double in the ball game.
Nice. You mentioned the lack of games that Jonathan Scope has had under his belt. So still trying to kind of settle into the season, but a beautiful swing here, hooking it down that third base line. And I think one thing that the Orioles can be optimistic about is the fact that Jonathan Scope and Matt Wieters will stay pretty fresh for the rest of the season.
So a 2 away. Chris Parmelee coming up. Parmelee with a runner at second base. Orioles have time to chip away at this. They're getting opportunities, a matter of converting here. Parmelee fouls it off. RBI picked up on a fielder's choice his last time up. He is 0 for 2 officially in the ball game, making his 14th start at first base for the Orioles. Jonathan Scope able to get decent secondary lead. Iglesias has moved over and is behind it a bit, so he's watching him. Ball put up in the air towards foul territory. Castellanos over, no play. So I've been told the vendors normally wear fluorescent green here. So are they wearing orange because the Orioles are here? Don't know. Talking to our Detroit information artist here. Well, that's real nice that they're doing that for the Orioles to wear orange. It'd be the first time I've ever heard of that. 0-2 count, 2 down. Parmelee trying to get the RBI. Outfield playing him to pull. It's another one way up in the air to left field. Cespedes. He's got it. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Tigers 7, Orioles 2.
Take a look at Jonathan Scope picking up the RBI in the second inning. The Orioles finally pick up a run with runners in scoring position. Chris Davis, he's robbed again. This time it's J.D. Martinez taking away a 2-run shot. Sanchez loving that. Iglesias going deep in the fourth inning. One of 3 home runs given up by Ubaldo Jimenez in this ball game. Remember, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. A lot of love in that Tigers dugout. David Price giving Anibal Sanchez the big hug. Hey, Tommy Hunter on the hill now for the Baltimore Orioles. Take a look at Tommy's pitch arsenal. Fastball 69% of the time. It's a power fastball. Breaking ball, a hard slider 31% of the time. And Tommy's earned run average 4.19 this year. 27 Ks, just 7 walks for Hunter. The opponent's hitting 267 overall. Righties at 270, lefties at 264.
Here's McCann. Tommy Hunter. Bottom third of the order, but they've done damage. And the pitch taken for a strike. McCann's had a base hit, 1 for 2. Iglesias has been hit by a pitch, stole a base, scored, and hit a 3-run homer. And Ghost, the number 9 hitters, had an RBI double, 1 for 2. 0-1 count. I think Al Kaline needs to go down and talk to the Orioles, though. I talked to Al just for a second there between innings, and the great Hall of Famer said, this game ain't over yet.
That's true.
And he's talking about starting pitching. He's not saying that to be cruel or anything, but Al has seen this before.
Yeah.
And leads like this can disappear. You've got to keep grinding and get to that bullpen. Pitch by Tommy Hunter's taken outside, and of course you can't give up anymore. There's Al right there watching the ball game. Is there a nicer man?
Oh.
I mean, this
I
is
compare
just.
him to Brooks Robinson.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both cut out of the same mold.
Exactly. 2 of a kind. Great gentleman. Great baseball player. 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball will go to short. Hardy's got it. McCann's retired, 1 away. Bottom of the 6th inning. As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. So tweet your strongest fan photo to O's Couch Cam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Yeah.
2 muscle men right there, if I ever saw them.
I like it.
Iglesias coming up. Home run number 2 for Iglesias. There's Albuquerque in the bullpen, getting ready to come on with Sanchez out. If that hug by Price meant anything.
Right. I mean, you hope they're not just hugging in between innings. Maybe
what's
it's got to be like, nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job. Done.
Iglesias with the 0-1 count, 1 down. Another pretty much straightaway D. Ground ball again. Tommy's got him chopping it into Mother Earth. Hardy, look at that quick throw. He just knows. He knew Iglesias can fly, so he got it away in a hurry.
And another really nice play by J.J. Hardy, stepping up and making the backhand play. Some shortstops will try to get around that. J.J. so proficient, just stepping through that ball and a quick release on the backhand side. Able to get Iglesias by a half step.
2 down, nobody on, 6th inning. Here's Ghost. RBI double in the 2nd. Extended his hit streak to a career high 11 for Ghost. He's picked up 14 hits and 38 at bats during the streak. It has taken 4 a strike. Tigers trying to get out of that 3-game losing streak and to live with for the All-Star break. Orioles trying to get it going on the road. Ball pumped down the line in left field. Snyder over. Not going to have a play on that one, off the wall. He's got a chance at second base. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. Another double for Ghost.
Nice effort there by Travis Snyder, but Ghost, one of these players that has another gear. He takes advantage of the hanging breaking ball. Tommy's had a beautiful one in this inning. His first mistake comes off the wall. A little bobble right there, but when Ghost recognizes Snyder coming up to throw. He puts it into that high gear and easily into second base.
So now another runner in scoring position, and that'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Hunter checking for coverage because the shift is on. Kinsler's had a base hit. Called out on strikes and robbed by Chris Davis in right field his last time up of a base hit. Pitch on the way down low. Wieters, runner goes, delayed steal. Throw off the mark. I don't know if that would have been a delayed steal anyway, or if he just got a late jump and he realized Wieters was having trouble clearly handling the ball. But in any event, he goes.
Well, he's antsy out there at second base. Look at that secondary lead. I mean, he covers a lot of ground. So recognizing the ball down, he doesn't really come to a complete stop. And the speed right here wins that race. I mean, the ball's right in front of Matt Wieters. And then he's got to hurry his throw. Throws it up the line a little bit. Speed wins there.
15 stolen bases for Gose. That'll move him up. Altuve leads the American League. Altuve with Houston's got 25. And Gose is now tied for fourth with Brett Gardner of the Yankees. Tommy Hunter, 2-0 count, 2 down. That's going to miss inside. Ian Kinsler 1 for 8 lifetime off Tommy Hunter. But Kinsler ahead here 3-0, and I got to believe he's got a green light.
Oh yeah. Well, you heard it from Al Kaline. This lead is not safe, and this offense knows that. They keep putting numbers on the board.
3-0 pitch on the way. He's taking and not close. Runners at first and third now with 2 down. And Cespedes coming to the plate. Yoenis Cespedes, who arrived at the majors with so much publicity. Now with the Detroit Tigers, he's hit safely in 18 out of the last 22 that he has played in. He has not extended that here in this ball game. Tied for third with 31 multi-hit games. He's got 103 hits, fourth. 42 extra base hits, fourth in the American League. And he's got runners at first and third. 2 down. He'll take the Hunter delivery. It'll miss for a ball.
We've got to get back in the zone. A steady diet of breaking balls, and Gose flipping the double off the left field wall. He's trying to find the fastball command right now.
Cespedes 3 for 6 off Hunter with a home run. 1-0 delivery on the way, and he fooled him on that one. He was not looking for that pitch and put it where he wanted to. 1-1.
Well, Tommy Hunter throws the hardest slider in baseball, 90 miles an hour. We've seen it up 91, and look at the location on the Nissan pitch track. That is the spot you want to put it. Great late movement, and it stays in the zone.
Runners off first and third. 1-1 delivery on the way. Cespedes ground ball. Manny Machado, the big hawk, has time and records the out. So Hunter gets out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. 6 complete in Detroit, where the Tigers lead at 7-2.
to the season pretty much spot on, staying true to form. And once again, 6 strong innings. He did give up 8 hits, but was able to minimize the damage. And now it's time for a little relief for your car, too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Well, Al Albuquerque now into the ball game. He's primarily a 2-pitch pitcher, but he loves his slider. He's got a fastball, 90 to 95 miles an hour. That breaking ball, the hard slider. Well, never throws that change. 39 punch-outs, 18 walks in his 38 2/3 innings of work. Pretty good earned run average at 2.79. Opponents hitting 236 overall. Pretty even distribution with ground ball, fly ball percentage, and he's given up 4 home runs out of the bullpen.
So Al Albuquerque goes to work. Just turned 29 years old. First full season last year at the major league level with the Tigers out of Santo Domingo. Orioles bat here in the 7th inning. Manny Machado, a base hit, a walk, and he is grounded out. Orioles need people on. The 0-1 delivery, and Manny will take the pitch on the outside corner. Albuquerque's running a pretty good streak right now for this ball club. He'd been a big question mark in the pen. Control had been a problem in the past. He's on a stretch where he's given up only 4 runs in 29 outings with a 1.1 ERA over that stretch. Last worked against the Twins before the All-Star break. Worked 2/3 of an inning and gave up nothing. Machado will take the pitch. That'll be outside, 2-2.
Well, Orioles where they want to be, getting into this Tigers bullpen. It's just up to them to have quality at bats. Put some pressure on Brad Osmus.
Manny 0 for 2 off Albuquerque, who misses down low with that. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we talked about the Tiger bullpen. Here are the numbers. They're 13th in ERA. They've given up more hits per 9 innings pitched than any other bullpen in the American League. And they give up walks. And the Orioles get what they needed, a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning.
And a couple nice walks in this ball game.
Sunset time here in Detroit. Really pretty sky. Temperature has actually gone up a degree. We're at 84 at 9:12 Detroit time. Paredes is 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts, and he has flied out. Infield play for the double play. Paredes way up high as Albuquerque lost that one, and that'll bring McCann out to the mound.
Yeah, a little frustration, I think, from Al Albuquerque. You'll see Blaine Hardy warming up in the Tigers bullpen. They're getting ahead on Machado, go behind, and then gave up the walk. And there, a pitch, non-competitive pitch, way up and out of the zone to Paredes.
21 walks in 57 innings last year, but he can strike people out. Last year, almost a strikeout per inning pitch, just under it. Got that one in there, and it's a base hit. A hopper down the line and right. Martinez over. The Orioles again will start an inning with the first 2 batters on here in the 7th, 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
Paredes stepping in the box, had that idea with Manny Machado at first base. There's a hole over there, so he wants to get in pull mode and try to beat him in that hole. Well, he chops it over Avila's head, working the same way. Manny Machado hustling into third base. Orioles, I will have to say this, have done a nice job being aggressive on the bases. Now they just got to get the big hit.
Yep. And Adam Jones coming up. The Orioles are 1 for 8 in this game with runners in scoring position. They've had the chances, and here's another. The 3rd inning in this ball game where the Orioles have had the first 2 on base, and in each of those innings they scored 1. Adam Jones on a ball with some sink to it, and Albuquerque will get an early strike. Adams 1 for 3 in his career off this right-hander. Orioles get a long ball one of these situations, and they're right back in it. 0-1. Jones will take it. It's in there for a strike at 93 and a 2-strike count on Adams.
Well, The Orioles would certainly like to get back into that home run groove. Last season, of course, leading all of baseball with their 211 home runs. 10 right now, 4th in the AL. They can heat up for sure.
Yeah, they've had 4 consecutive multi-homer games. Swung on and foul tipped. Holding it up in the air was McCann, trying to get an out. He didn't do it.
Yeah, trying to sell that like he caught it before it hit the dirt. You see it bounce. Sell the young catcher there.
That's a good job.
I held on to it, sure. Pretty good play as well. He's come up with some big blocks in this ball game. There's a slider from Albuquerque. Jones reaching out, catches it just on the end of the bat. A nice pick.
0-2 the count. Machado off third. Paredes off first. Albuquerque's delivered to Jones. Did not go. Chris Sagal down at first base. Adam did the big lean.
Yeah, pretty good fastball, 94 miles an hour. Of course, Adams trying to protect that for that slider. He reaches out there, but he held it up.
1 ball, 2 strike count. We're in the 7th. Machado. Paredes waiting to be driven around. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Jones will pop it up off the fifth, second base. Kinsley. This is becoming very annoying for the Orioles.
Yeah, it is. There is some frustration for sure, especially when you make those pop-ups to the infield or the catcher with runners on.
That'll be it for Albuquerque. As Brad Ausmus, the skipper, is on his way up. Well, he'll only work a third of an inning coming out of the bullpen, responsible for the 2 base runners on. Day. It was on this day, July 17, 1941, when the 56-game hit streak ended in Cleveland before 67,468 fans. Joe went 0 for 3 in that ball game. Bob Feller, the pitcher, primarily in that game that got him out. The irony was, the very next game he started a 16-game hit streak. Could have had a 73-game hit streak, perhaps.
Unbelievable.
Joe DiMaggio.
Well, now it's Blaine Hardy. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. It's actually a 4-pitch mix. Fastball has a curveball change and a slider/cutter hybrid. 2.43 earned run average.
First and third, 1 out. And the pitch taken for a ball by Davis.
See his opponent batting average at 212. He's a fly ball pitcher. Does make mistakes up in the zone. He brought over, actually, the Royals released him back in 2013, and the Tigers picked him up. And when Nathan went down on DL, he came in.
Fouled off by Chris. Runners will go back. First time that Hardy has faced the Orioles. Chris is due, if ever there was a player due, for something good to happen at the plate, it's Chris Davis.
Yeah.
Robbed of a home run in the ball game by J.D. Martinez back in the third inning that would have accounted for 2 runs, and the Orioles would have had a chance to get a lead in that inning. Now up with runners on at first and third. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. That'll be outside. McCann going out to get it, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Davis.
Yeah, good opportunity for Davis. Obviously seeing the ball well. Hit the ball well this whole game. After a couple taken away from him, and he's had good success against lefties this season.
Big 291 average off left-handers. An amazing jump from where he was last year. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Davis puts it up in the air. That'll head foul and out of play. Chris hit a .188 off left-handers last season, and has moved that all the way up to 291. I guess he has one if you asked him, and I haven't. First thing he'd say is, don't even talk about it.
Right.
And secondly, he had no idea. He may have an idea. I mean, he may have changed something at the plate to see lefties a little better, but in all likelihood, no. 2-2 count. Ground ball to second. Ian Kinsler bobbles it. They will get nobody as he throws it away. A run will score. Staying at second base is Paredes, and maybe that's the break the Orioles needed. That should have been a double play. Kinsler will be charged with the error. The Orioles get a run, and more importantly, keep 2 on base.
Yeah, the uncharacteristic error. Nice to see for the Orioles here. Kinsler lets the ball get up on him. His feet kind of locked in on the dirt, and then he rushes. Can't get a good handle. Yoiks in a way. Iglesias can't even come down with that one. So run scores. Orioles still threatening.
First and second with 1 down. First error of the ball game. Kinsler makes it. And now Matt Wieters. Wieters has had 2 singles, and he has struck out, hitting of course from the other side of the plate. Now will come up against the lefties. 217 with just 23 at bats, batting right-handed. He has 1 home run, 1 of the 3 hit right-handed. 0-1, and the pitch will be taken for a ball. Chris Davis should be credited with an RBI. The old assumption, you can't assume a double play. Now you get a fielder's choice on that. The error allowing the runner to reach at second base on the flip, and Davis makes it a 7-3 ball game. And again, now the long ball really would change this thing. Tailed that one away, and a 1 ball 2 strike count. Alex Wilson in the bullpen. Well, the Orioles got Sanchez out of there in 6 innings, 2 runs on the 8 hits. And here's the bullpen we were talking about that teams have feasted off. Wieters on a pitch that was down. A one-handed swing is gone.
Hardy's put away pitch, that nice breaking ball right there, and good job burying it. Left it up for Chris Davis, but this is a good finish here on the plate, hanging, ball staying up, and then the depth in the finish is what gets Matt Wieters.
So the Orioles will try and do it with a couple down, runners at first and second base, and J.J. Hardy. Hardy to Hardy, and the pitch is taken for a strike. Blaine Hardy, the pitcher, 28 years old, out of Seattle, Washington, still lives in Washington State. Red Brock is ready to go. And a ground ball to short. It's a big hop. Play will be made at second. Force out Iglesias to Kinsler. And again, the Orioles get the first 2 on and can only put 1 run across. 7th inning stretch time. As the trading deadline approaches here at the end of the month, these are three pitchers mentioned most often as ones who could be moved. Cole Hamels, there are the numbers this year in 18 starts, not a bad ERA. Scott Kazmir, even better in the 17 starts that he has had for the A's. And of course in Cincinnati, the Reds are out of it. Would they move Johnny Cueto with that 6-6 mark and a solid 2.73 ERA? Lots of ball clubs would love to be on the receiving end of one or more of those guys.
Yeah, as long as somebody picks up Hamels' contract, or helps anyway. He's still got a lot of money owed to him. That contract goes through 2019. Kazmir is going to be a free agent, so you rent a pitcher, and Johnny Cueto seems to be the best guy. He's got 1 year left on a deal, and it was a very reasonable deal. So it's nice to see, though, pretty good pitchers out there, and I guarantee somebody's going after those guys. Brad Brock, a great first half, 309 earned run average, 49 punch outs. Leads the American League, 16 walks in his 43 2/3 innings of work. And sitting just 219. Righties at 243, lefties just 200. He is a fly ball pitcher, giving up 4 home runs. Been tough to get to. A cross-body delivery, very good velocity on the fastball, a slider, and change to go with it.
Brad Brock making his first appearance against the Detroit Tigers. Victor Martinez, 6 home run, his 6th came in the first inning. Good for a couple of RBIs. He has struck out and flied out. The two Martinez back-to-back in this lineup. Remember, the Tigers are doing this without perhaps the game's best hitter, Miguel Cabrera, who is injured and out for the Tigers. Yet they are finding ways to put the runs up on the board. Delivery on the way by Brock. Will take it to left. Wind blowing that way, carries a little bit. Snyder back there to get it. Martinez is retired. In our Major League Notebook, I thought we'd take a look at a hometown view from Sean Windsor of the Detroit Free Press, talking today about this club. Mostly this team, the Tigers, needs pitching, not a roster overhaul. Just a starting pitcher, right-handed pitcher, some luck with the injuries. Luck too that Cabrera heals quickly. Team is hopeful he'll return in mid-August.
Well, I think a lot of teams kind of say the same thing. You know, I think the Orioles would like to have a starting pitcher and another arm in their bullpen as well. But yeah, I think if the Tigers are able to finish the month, you know, in contention and strong, I wouldn't be surprised if they're aggressive in the market and try to get a start.
That ball down the line in right field, hit it over towards the seats. Davis charging, and a nice running catch. He has covered a ton of territory in right field in this game.
You just got to free him up and let him run, right? I mean, my gosh, he's made some beautiful plays. Focus on this ball, went a long way. Had a couple shoestring catches, and here, get the concentration. Quick glance down to find out where the wall is. And then it's I made up my mind. I'm going to catch this ball. Martinez trying to push it out. Of course, Martinez taking some hits away this game, so what the heck.
Tit for tat. Wow, that's a great job. Think about how much value Chris has put on himself by being able to play right field, because it had been first base.
Yeah, well,
Chris Davis, he's good there.
Yeah, he shows incredible versatility, and some teams probably still look at him possible third base. Now, he came up as a third baseman, and he showed his skills at first base. Even right field as well. He made some great plays for the Orioles a couple years ago when he came over in right field. And here, having not played for a while, just unbelievable athlete out there.
Castellanos with 2 down, 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him, and the pitch taken away. Chris, of course, at the top of the list of all those unrestricted free agents the Orioles have. $12 million contract. Bud Norris, Matt Wieters, Wei-Yin Chen, Tommy Hunter, O'Day, Pierce, Mattis, Wesley Wright, Nolan Reimold, all unrestricted free agents. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Castellanos will take the pitch. It is in there for a strike from Brad Brock. 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Tigers on top, 7-8-1 for the Tigers. The Orioles 3-9-0. They've out-hit the Tigers virtually every point of the ball game, but just have not been able to get those runs in. With the shift on, that'll bounce off the plate on the skip. 3-2. Neftali Feliz there's the acquisition they hope is really going to boost to that bullpen.
Yeah, they definitely need some help, and Felice has done some incredible things in his career, so they're hoping that he can do the same here with the Tigers.
3-2 delivery on the way by Brock, and a swing and a miss. Good inning. Brad Brock retires the side in order. We're going to go to the 8th inning. Orioles need some runs. Chris Davis, fine D and right.
Tonight, Orioles plenty of opportunities, but just 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position, leaving 9 runners on base. Tigers 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Of course, all their runs coming by way of the home run. Long ball has helped the Tigers. Orioles need the big hit.
Andrew Romine's come on to play at third base. A defensive change here in the 8th inning. And the Orioles facing the left-hander Hardy for another inning, at least for Snyder. He's drawn a walk and has popped out twice. Travis will take the first pitch for a strike. 3-0-3 against left-handers. 10 for 33 for Snyder. 247 off righties. 0-1 pitch on the way to him. Breaking ball. It's going to stay up high. We will be back with you tomorrow night. Game 2 of this series. Here in Detroit, night game. Chris Tillman, David Price. 6:30 O's extra. 7 o'clock for the ball game. And a strike taken. There is Price. He's had his struggles this season, but like Sanchez, last couple of ball games has looked like the old Price.
Ooh, real good.
1-2. He had to double cock on that swing. There's Iglesias. Mercy. He can play it.
That was almost a no look, I think, to first base. How aggressive he is. Good first step, actually fielding it on the grass, and it was a no look. He glanced up at first, but then looked away. Almost Larry Birdish. No look pass over first.
Birdish. I like that. Brad Ostros out talking with the home plate umpire. Dylan Culberth about the change here. So he left Hardy in to face the left-hander. He'll do the matchup now with Jonathan Scope, who's been picking up hits tonight. Oakland against David Price. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those Extra presented by Jeep, and our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Chris Tillman down there talking with J.J. Hardy, paying close attention to this ball game. And now Neftali Feliz, take a look at his pitch arsenal. Fastball 63% of the time. Power fastball 92 to 98. Hard slider, occasional change as well.
Jonathan Scope goes after the first heater and fouls it back.
You see the rest of his numbers. 19 games this season, 1-2 record, 4.35 earned run average. Spent some time in the closing role with Texas. Does have 6 saves on the year. Opponent's hitting .294 overall. 62% of his outs in the air.
That one's going to be fouled back. And you look at that radar gun. That's one of the things that has surprised the Tigers. Talking with some of them before the ball game, when they picked Feliz up, they thought they were hoping for 93, 94. He's been throwing 96, 97. When he was with Texas, he would blow 100-mile-an-hour fastballs by guys. That one down to third, a one hopper. Romine in for defensive purposes makes the play. 2 down. Follow the Orioles wherever you are with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, and much more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. No, Feliz gets the second out of the inning on Scope. Here is Parmelee, RBI and a fielder's choice. He is 0 for 3 in the ballgame.
Feliz pretty interesting with Texas. Texas designated him for assignment on July 4th, and he refused it.
Yeah.
And he forfeits his contract and became a free agent, and Tigers pick him up 6-7 days later and bring him over here, help bolster their bullpen a little bit. And of course, like you said, very pleasantly surprised with the velocity on his fastball. A couple of years ago, he had Tommy John surgery. We always talk about it taking a little time, a year at least, for that arm to come back, and sometimes maybe more. So maybe this is a great pickup for Detroit.
It's kind of a no-brainer almost. I mean, not a lot to lose with the bullpen struggling the way it was. Popped up left field. Cespedes. He's got it. And the Orioles are retired in order here in the 8th inning. The Tigers, Avila will lead it off when we come back. Lumber. That's what the Tigers did early in the ball game against Jimenez. This one a shot, good for 3 RBIs. Iglesias getting it in the 4th inning, and then J.D. Martinez, his 26th, tying him for second in the American League. Yellowwood bringing the Lumber.
Brian Mattis now into the ball game. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. The fastball 51% of the time. It's a slow curve. He's been throwing a slider, hard slider as well. Good changeup 17% of the time. 228 earned run average, 30 punch outs, 16 walks in his 27 2/3 innings of work. See, he's holding opponents down to 206. Lefties just 160 batting average. Righties at 255. The fly ball pitcher, 74% of his outs in the air.
Alex Avila will lead it off. Shift put on against him. A base hit, a run scored. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Jimenez, the Orioles starter, 7 runs, 7 hits, just 4 2/3 innings, 3 home runs surrendered. First time he's given up 3 in a ball game this year. Norris, a third of an inning, a walk. Hunter, an inning with a hit and a walk. Brad Brock, an inning with a strikeout. And the pitch in there for a strike. On the other side, Sanchez gave up just the 2 runs, 8 hits over 6. Albuquerque, a third of an inning, a run, a hit, and a walk. Hardy worked an inning and a strikeout. Now Phillies in the ball game for the Tigers. And the pitch taken up high. Brian Mattis working here. Chaz Rowe in the bullpen for the Orioles. With a long break, of course. But Showalter wouldn't mind getting a few of the relievers in the ball game. I mean, he'd rather not, but if he has a chance, not going to hurt anything. 2-1 pitch on the way, and Brian Mattis gets that one in for a strike.
A few days off. Everybody get in there. You see Hakeem Soria in the Tigers bullpen.
Not a save situation, but the same thing. Getting back in the groove. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Avila waiting on it, and he'll take the pitch just a little outside. Talked about the big crowd here. 36,378. 36,378. The announced attendance for game 1 of this 3-game set tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. Full count, 3-2. And Avila goes after it. So Brian Mattis starts it out with a strikeout, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Nice job working back to finish him off with the K. Good fastball up and in. Look at Avila. So kind of working in early in the count and then away and then right back to his spot. A hole there. Nice job by Mattis.
Here's McCann. McCann with a base hit, a run scored, and has grounded out twice. He's got an 8-game hit streak. Extended it tonight, and will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Sanchez with a chance to be the winner in this game could up his mark now to 6-0 over his last 7 starts with an ERA of about 2.7. Boy, would the Tigers love to believe that's what they're going to see out of Sanchez for the second half. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hardy. Got him.
A good play there by J.J. Hardy. Pretty impressive now. Gets his feet a little tangled up, but the glove stayed right in the same position. Made it pretty clean.
Iglesias, big blow in this ball game, maybe the biggest hit, came in the 4th inning when he delivered the 3-run homer, just his 2nd home run of the year. He scored twice in the game, hit by a pitch. Hardy will get another shot at it, and again in time to get him. So the Tigers are retired and ordered by Brian Mattis. The Orioles have 3 outs to work with, and we'll see what they do with it in the ninth. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. With Mike Bordick, I'm Gary Thorne. Comerica Park, the site. Tigers looking to end a 3-game losing streak as they've got the big lead and a closer.
Yeah, Joakim Soria into the ball game. Take a look at his pitch arsenal. Fastball 76% of the time. Nice little natural cut on it. 91 to 95. Has a curveball and a slider. Primarily goes with that slider and a split finger change. 37 games. Does have 20 saves in his 23 opportunities. 30 punch outs. Just the 8 walks. One's hitting 223. Righties just 185. Lefties though up to 262. Is a fly ball pitcher 57% of the time, and 8 of those fly balls have been for home runs.
So Soria looking for 3 outs and preserve a W. Pitch will be taken outside. Manny Machado leading it off. Manny's had a base hit, couple of walks, runs scored. Officially 1 for 2 at the plate. Paredes and then Jones will be due up. 1-0 delivery. Fouled off the other way. Orioles still about hit the Tigers 9-8 in this game, but it's that big 9 left on base that jumps out at you. That 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Over the last 5 games now, the Orioles 1 for 32. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Soria off speed delivery. That'll miss outside. Machado facing Soria in his career only once, 0 for 1 against him. And that pitch is going to be taken. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles will take the walk.
Yeah, absolutely. And Manny continues to have these quality at bats where they're not chasing pitches out of the zone, waiting for his pitch.
And he drills that one foul. Got around on it. Soria is appearing in his 18th game against the Orioles. He had 1 appearance last year, 1 save. Lifetime he's had a loss and 8 saves against the Orioles with a 1.69 ERA. And he'll take a step off with a 3-2 count.
Soria, one of those deadline trade players last season. Traded over from Texas.
Three-two delivery on the way and got the walk. So Manny Machado's had 3 walks in the ball game and leads off the 9th inning with the 3rd. That's 6 out of 9 innings the Orioles have had the leadoff man on base. Jimmy Paredes coming up. Paredes base hit. He's 1 for 4. Orioles DH. 0 for 1 off Soria. Oriole fans trying to make a little noise. Tiger fans reacting. Swing and a miss on the 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, his go-to pitch really that fastball. He slows hitters down with his off-speed pitches. We saw the real slow curve at 70 miles an hour. His sliders down in the 70s at times. And then he tries to sneak that fastball by hitters.
Just missed with that one. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Machado's crossed the plate. Davis and Wieters scoring the 3 runs for the Orioles. Chris Davis getting an RBI. Jonathan Scopes had an RBI. Pitch there. Paredes didn't think so and turns away. Carmelis had an RBI. At Showalter.
Not liking that call either.
Common phrase used around the house. Say the magic word, you went out at all. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Foul back. Look out. Ooh, mercy. Soria 1-2. Orioles here at Comerica have won 26 and lost 25 since this ballpark. Beautiful ballpark open. Could be 500 here. barring a major comeback here in the ninth inning. 1-2 delivery on the way and a chopper foul.
It could happen. Brewers are having good at bats in this ball game. Just not the big hit to really break it loose. And I don't know that anybody in this Tigers bullpen has the full confidence.
Yeah. Another one fouled off at the plate. So Paredes hanging top for the 1-ball 2-strike count. Orioles, Manny Machado on with the walk. They've got the big part of the order. Jones, Davis, Wieters. They can get that fire. One and two, and a shattered bat, and foul that one off.
There's that fastball, that little cut riding in on Paredes, and after the off-speed pitches, it really gets on the hitters.
1-2 from Soria. Not a save situation. He is 20 out of 23. Soria is. Orioles bench. Gonzalez, Lowe, Caleb Joseph. Runner off first. 1-2 delivery. Off-speed pitch. Missed by a lot. 2-2. That's why you want to get your closer into this game, because he hasn't pitched, but you don't want him throwing a lot of pitches. And you hope he's going to have focus in a non-save situation to get outs.
Yeah. He's kind of all over the place right now with his off-speed pitches.
2-2 delivery, and on the ninth pitch of the at-bat, he gets a strikeout.
One of his better put-away pitches is that high fastball. Again, wants it down and away, but it rides to the top of the zone. Paredes swinging through it.
Adam Jones. Adams had a base hit. 1 for 4 in the ball game. Jones 2 for 7 off Soria with a home run. 1 away, 1 on, and that one will be fouled back upstairs. 1 strike count.
Adam Jones with that long finish catches McCann in the back of the helmet. See Adam letting it fly here. And that extension catching McCann, but right away turning around, make sure he's okay. Good swing by Adam. Just missing the fastball.
0-1 count, 1 down. Manny Machado not being held at first, inside. Those new catcher's masks, and I don't know if McCann's got one that has that. They have an absorbent material now. It's almost a helmet within a helmet inside, absorbent material, so when you get hit like that, it disperses the impact. And catchers say it makes a world of difference. I would think he probably is using that kind of helmet.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery down to third and foul. Went upstairs on that one. Caleb Joseph knows all about that and what it feels like.
Yeah, well, Caleb wears that full face mask like McCann.
The hockey goalie masks, as they were called when they first came up. Aren't many who wear the old wire masks anymore. Matt Wieters does. That's got that the mask with just the wire on the front. Constantly looking every time he gets a foul ball to see if that wire's still there and how badly bent it is. 1-2 with 1 away. That's a base hit into right field. So Adam Jones, he's on, and that's what the Orioles needed here in the ninth inning. They've got 2 on and only 1 down. They trail by 4, and they get that potential tying run up to the on deck circle.
Well, just keep putting together quality at bats. Manny Machado, the nice walk. Adam Jones, nice piece of hitting right there going the other way. The Baltimore Orioles with runners in scoring position. The previous 6 games, just 1 for 36. And tonight, all kinds of opportunities. Just the 1 for 12.
Chris Davis. And the pitch will miss. A base hit, a run scored in the second inning. Robbed by J.D. Martinez in right field in the third of what would have been a 2-run homer. It's a hard line drive in the 5th inning to second base that Ian Kinsler turns into a double play. And then, on a fielder's choice and an error, gets an RBI his last time up. Even the ugly looks good when you're getting robbed.
Yeah, right.
1-1. Matt Wieters waiting on deck. Soria not out of this. Davis getting a look at Soria for the first time. One ball, one strike delivery. Soria, as Mike said, all over the place here with these pitches. 2-1.
Yeah, he's really working hard too. Throwing a lot of pitches.
And for a couple of reasons, Romine at third base is staying pretty much where a third baseman plays. One, you got a runner at second. Two, you do not want Chris Davis to be able to lay down a bunt
right.
and load the bases up and bring the potential tying run to the plate. So the shift much modified in this at bat. 2-1 delivery to him, and that's going to miss away, and the count goes to 3-1. And the groans at Comerica become pronounced.
Yeah, I don't think anybody that's been in this stadium this year feels comfortable with any game until it's over.
And this, of course, is the closer. Brad Osmus brought him on to finish this out. 3-1 delivery on the way. Chris will take it. It's right there for a strike. Full count. Walk to Machado at second base. Jones a base hit at first. Davis with one away just wants on. 3-2 delivery to him. Chris will take it, and a called strike 3.
Now Chris Davis, obviously very rarely do you see him lose his cool. This is one of those situations where you might want to turn around and let the umpire know that you know the strike zone. This pitch rides itself a good 6 inches off the plate. Davis doesn't even say anything. A little head shake.
And a big strikeout. So 2 down. Soria now faces Wieters. 2 singles, 2 strikeouts. Matt 1 for 3 off Joaquin Soria. And will take the pitch for a strike. Oh, 1 with 2 down. Orioles have left 9 on base so far. 2 more on here in the 9th inning. Is Wieters' power side. Soria taking a long time to decide what he wants to throw here. Cat and mouse game. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. Wieters will take it, and that's in there too.
There's better fastballs here. 95 miles an hour there. Alex Wilson now up. Tigers bullpen.
Wilson had been up once before, now just in case. Two on, 2 down, 2 strikes. Wieters, a little roller down to first that will go foul. That is a protect me swing.
Yeah, sure is. A real slow curveball. Matt trying to keep the at bat alive. Unfortunately for Wieters, it went just foul.
Matt has had success in this ballpark, hitting .273 coming into the game. A couple of home runs here at Comerica. Soria with the 0-2. And Wieters goes to third base. Romine bobbled, gets it, and records the out. Here in the ninth inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, 2 are left on. Orioles take the loss. They drop below 500 for the first time since June 11th. And they begin this part of the season after the All-Star break with a 7-3 loss to the Tigers. As Sanchez wins it, he is now 9-7. Eduardo Jimenez takes the loss. He is 7-5. The Tigers win it 7-3.